marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Fence Outlet has the largest selection of fencing options in the state with over 400,000 square feet of showroom and warehouse space. Get 0% financing for 12 months for your gorgeous new fence. Book your appointment online today. Go to fenceoutlet.com. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
If you suffered an injury at a place of business, dial Pound Law. That's all. Morgan & Morgan.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Wednesday edition of The Jim Colbert Show. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate that greatly, and we do have a tasty little program for you today.
Wow.
Get you caught up on what's happening out there in the world. Deb will do that with her woke news around 3:20. Top of the 4 o'clock hour, Animal House. Our good friend Daisy Fiore is in. She's the senior coordinator over the Audubon Center for Birds of Prey. She always brings a good friend in. That's a good time to YouTube the show. Check it out. 5 o'clock hour, top of the hour, Nick DiPaolo, who is a massive, badass comedian. Been around the game for years. Massive fan. We'll talk to him. Scott Maxwell, trivia in the 5 o'clock hour. 6 o'clock hour, it's Ross Thoughts, last call. Your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely, very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight up producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
Comedy alien Ross Padgett.
And smash that subscribe.
407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Find us easily on social, Instagram, Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, just at Jim Colbert Show. And, of course, every day, all day at JimColbertLive.com. And that's where you can YouTube the program to watch the bird that's coming in today. We don't know what it is yet.
Yeah, we do. We have no idea.
Yeah.
Are we assuming it's a bird?
Well, I mean, it's the birds of prey.
Yeah.
Well,
And-
come on.
It's not the turtles of prey.
You know what, though? It could
True.
even be a baby because they're coming in. Daisy's coming in to talk about their baby owl shower.
Oh, my God.
So if
Owl's
you
my favorite
don't,
bird.
Little
I-
baby owl.
Baby owls are too much.
Aren't they?
There was a TikTok channel.
Oh, everyone take a moment.
I'll do. Pour a little out.
Yeah, because you deleted TikTok.
Pour a little out for TikTok. But there was, and this guy had this owl, and he would take a camera shot on his kitchen floor, and it would be all you could see was he would put like a bug down, like a little caterpillar or something like that, and you wouldn't see anything, just this caterpillar writhing on the floor, and then out of nowhere, this little owl, and it's running, so it's going back and forth like that. It walks up, looks at the owner as if to say, "Thank you," and then just kills that thing. The greatest ever.
How much do you miss TikTok?
Oh, my God, I really miss it. 407-916-1041. Not thinking about it. Not thinking about it.
Baseball.
Aerosmith and Black Crowes tickets again today for trivia. You want to make sure and tune in then. We also have fringe buttons as well.
We ballin'.
Let's see. Oh, you know what? Right before the show, I wanted to talk about this. Is very cool. Right before the show, and I don't even know how this came to be, Jack. I know he was in the building. Because we sit back here in one corner of the building.
Yes.
It's we don't really get a lot of action. You don't come back here to where we are in the building unless you work at this radio station or the one that's across the hall or in the news department. And that's a really small group of people. So whenever I'm pulling the show or doing reading or whatever, and I look up and I see people who are in the studio whom I do not know, they had to have been invited there. Nobody wanders around these buildings, even people who work here and coming to these studios. It's just kind of an
Understood.
just,
No.
Yeah. It's just no differently than I wouldn't go sit at one of their desks.
Right. Yeah.
Type thing. So when I look up, I see two people I've never seen before. I was like, what the hell is this all about? Right. And then
That's our Jimmys.
And then I see
So warm and friendly.
I see Angel there talking to him. I'm like, well, they must not be hostiles.
Right. Yeah.
So
Put the gun down.
So Jack runs over and says, hey, check this out. There's a guy here. He's totally blind, and he's a sports broadcaster. And he's here touring the building. He wants to come over and say, hey, he listens to the show and stuff. His name is Trent Ferguson.
Yep.
Sweet young man, really nice guy. Great voice, by the way. I didn't get to tell him how good of his voice
I know.
Yeah.
I really wanted to say you've already got the tones for an on-air person.
Like I don't think he's a Floridian by birth. He's like Californian, right?
No. Lived in Sebring,
I see.
but then was in Volusia because he went to the school for the blind over there in St. Augustine.
St. John's.
Yeah.
St. John's or Flagler up there.
Yeah. So he was at that area for a while. He and I have been corresponding.
Oh, there you go.
Via email for about 7-8 years.
Just talking to you about the business and looking for insight.
Absolutely.
No pun intended.
You had a pen pal?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's called email, Ross.
Well, yeah, but you've never met this guy? You guys were just talking for like 8 years?
Yeah. And,
That's actually kind of cool. I didn't know that either.
yeah, and
How many
he
other
reached
weird
out
relationships do you have, buddy?
and wanted to, I arranged a phone call for him with Jim Phillips several years ago to talk to him about the business and stuff. But he's such a huge fan of radio.
That's great, yeah.
And it's like he was going to be in town this week. His vacation, he could have gone on a cruise, but instead he wanted to spend it in Central Florida,
That's
and he
nice.
wanted a tour of the station. So
Very
I
cool.
said, no problem. First thing he did, I go, what do you know about our radio stations here? Because we have like a dozen stations. I don't even
At
know how
least,
many.
yeah.
I lost count.
They actually, during the night, the stations will have sex and have baby stations.
Yeah.
And we'll wake up to a whole new signal.
It's like a Gremlins thing.
Right.
He knew more than me about the stations we have here.
Yeah.
So, and I asked him, I go, well, do you have any eyesight? No, I completely blind since birth.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to describe everything, but sometimes you take for granted, the walls are red, this and that. For him, it's all auditory.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he could hear the sound when we are where there's a concrete floor, but he just remembers so much more of how things sound, and now he'll know when he's listening. He knows what it sounded like to be in the studio.
He knows what it sounds like to hug Deb a bunch.
Yeah,
That's what I do know.
She would
Not a
not let
bunch.
go. Whoa.
I gave him one hug.
Yeah, one hug that lasts a lifetime.
That was a
Well,
very,
Trent is
very.
a very big fan.
That was a very gushy embrace.
Well, it should have been. He's a big fan.
Yeah.
I had some egg on my face when I met Trent.
How's that?
Because he was in this room where I sit and speak into this microphone, and I was like, oh, cool, Jack, this guy's a big fan of real radio.
Mm-hmm.
And Jack introduces me to him, and I'm talking to him. I'm like, yeah, no, this is it. This is, this is where the magic happens. And then I thought he was like a big, real radio fan.
Mm-hmm.
And then he asked me, what do you do around here?
It was the highlight of my day.
And I thought, I was like,
You get served.
yeah.
You didn't even know it.
Well,
Dude
am I
handed me-
bad? Am I bad for assuming that the blind dude,
No, I understand. Look,
I thought he heard my voice and he was gonna, but I don't think he's about this life.
I get it.
I think he just is a big fan of radio.
Yeah.
No,
He says he's a big fan of the show. He knew Deb. He knew me.
He knew, yeah, right. And
What?
He also this morning he was listening to Johnny's House, but also a huge fan of Brandon Kravitz.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
All right, so this guy has every opportunity to recognize my voice, and I was just a
Can I tell
swing
you
and a
something?
miss.
It was weird. Brandon walked by while he was here, and this dude flagged him down.
Yeah.
How in the
Yeah. True story.
that didn't? Hold on here, you guys joshing?
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, look.
He
don't take it
recognized all
personally.
of you guys.
Yeah, he actually he said Miss Deborah. He called her Miss Deborah. Didn't want to get stabbed like the rest of us.
Yeah.
So that's why you laughed.
Yeah.
Jack, you picked up on this. You snickered when this happened.
Yeah.
And you were oddly close to both of us. And I was like, wow, real douche move to laugh like that.
Well, but tell you, it was just as douchey as the one I almost pulled. Because as we're all wrapping up in here, have a nice conversation about the background. I told him I was very familiar with the School for the Deaf and Blind. I used to surf right around the corner from there, and one of my favorite camping areas is up in that area, and Volano Beach area up there in northern St. Johns County, I believe.
Yeah, right by St. Augustine.
Exactly, and we were talking about that whole thing. And I'm like, all right, man, it's so good to meet you. We had to get back to what we were doing and stuff. And he was good to meet you as well. And I stopped myself because I almost said, let's get a pic.
Now,
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
I
but
don't think you had
here's
any
the deal.
problem
But what
with that.
value? But
We
the
should
reason,
have.
The reason I pulled
I know.
back on that is I don't think of it as the value for us. That way we could have put a picture up. But I just thought it would have been a little insensitive. Like, what's he going to do with a picture of us?
So here's the deal.
You know what I'm saying? Of all of us.
He had a family friend, Sharon. She was driving. She drove him here today.
Yeah.
And she was taking pictures for him, so we'd have pictures of it. And I think maybe it's so if he's talking about this with other people, he can then say, "Oh
Right.
yeah, we went, and these are pictures from my trip."
Yeah.
And I totally thought we should do that, and then I bailed on the idea because I was so overwhelmed by Ross's meeting him.
Yeah.
And that experience.
And with his self-deprecating sense of humor, Trent would have been the one to offer to take the photo.
Yeah, probably so. But I just felt it weird. I was like, "Hey, man, let's get a picture." But he does.
Oh, you're
He's
not
such
sure
a-
as how Ross felt.
He was ragging on himself more than we were.
Such a sweetheart.
Hey, he's a good kid.
The kid is so nice, and he's going. He's done sports broadcasting, news broadcasting, and now he's going back to school at USF. So.
Very cool. All right,
Good for him.
Maybe he didn't ask you for a photo because, like, he was, nervous. Like, he's a big fan of the station. Maybe he was intimidated by you.
Why would you say that? You already know I have a problem with that because people obviously, for some reason.
Really? Sorry.
I mean, he knew me.
Yeah. And then maybe he was just like, oh, no, I don't want to bug,
No, I don't.
the big dog.
I don't know. No, I don't think it was like that because we talked. I don't know, man. I felt it kind of weird. I didn't want to say it. I don't know why.
Well, I do wish that I was in the room if you were to ask the blind guy for a pic.
Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Congressman George Santos arrested today. 13 felonies he's charged with, and then now he's out on a $500,000 bond. Here's my question. I do not know the answer to this. I'm asking a question. Does he wear a monitor? Is he a flight risk? Would he wear like a monitor, or would they pull his passport? Because, I mean, this guy has ties in other countries. He's able to move around. He speaks a foreign language. He is looking at a lot of prison time. He has no ethos whatsoever. When they do that, I mean, when he pays the $50K to get out, do they slap a bracelet on his ass so they can track him or pull his passport so he can't leave?
That would be a shock.
Yeah.
To me, I that didn't even dawn on me. A sitting member of Congress who has vowed to continue to run for re-election to be considered a flight risk that he needed a monitor.
Dude, I'm dead serious.
We know
there.
one country he's not going to run to. That would be Brazil.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing. I mean, he's got. I don't know what kind of possibilities he has, but he doesn't hit me as a guy who wants to spend 20 years in prison. I mean, is that free? I mean, he hits me as a guy who would take a shot at running from it if he could.
He hits me. You're right. He hits me as a guy that you cannot predict.
Yeah, you cannot predict. I mean, this guy, his entire life has been fantasy. What would stop him from, taking this time out of here and trying to haul ass somewhere if you didn't pull his credentials or put a monitor on him or something? When I saw that he was out so quickly for $500,000, I mean, I understand the bail. It is what it is. It's not a nonviolent crime, but still, I mean, just considering this guy's background, I would think if anybody would be a flight risk, it would be that dude.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, all right, 407-916-1041, text us 77031. Deb, news?
Yeah, we're going to be talking about the fact that Florida teachers' unions, plural, are suing over a new state law. Brightline is hiring dozens of workers ahead of their new Orlando station, and Wendy's partners with Google to create Wendy's Fresh AI.
Oh, man. AI hamburgers?
We'll tell you all about that and more coming up next during Woke News.
You got it. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in a sec with Deb's Woke News and more of the Jim Colbert Show.
You're listening to Real Radio 104.1. Online at realradio.fm. On your phone with the free iHeartRadio app. And on hundreds of devices like Alexa, Google Home, Xbox, and Sonos. We are an iHeartRadio station.
Travel with caution and expect delays. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Enterprise Road between DeBerry and Deltona Boulevard. There's slowdowns on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535. And congestion on I-4 eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Alpha Trail heading northbound at University Boulevard. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Finding a great hire can be a challenge. That's why there's Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 toward your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
It is a certain fact when it comes to your health, early detection can save lives, no question about it. Also a fact, 1 out of 3 people in our country will die from heart disease. And in 30 to 40% of those heart attacks, simply unbelievable, the very first symptom is sudden death. But now is some good news. You can't be a statistic if you take advantage of this free heart scan with my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. That is a $699 value, by the way. I'm getting the scan Saturday. My wife is as well. Cannot wait to find out exactly what my body has to show me. Maybe I will be, maybe I won't. I don't know. But my mom, obviously you guys know, she passed away from kidney disease. My uncle, who just passed away recently from lung cancer, he never even smoked a cigarette once in his life. Early detection could have really done wonders for these guys, and it can do it for you. Do what I'm doing. Call Life Imaging FLA right now. Get that free heart scan with a few minimum requirements. And while you're there, ask about their cancer screening as well. And it's easy. Just pick up your cell phone and dial pound 250, keyword free heart scan. That's pound 250. Just say the keyword free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. Don't wait another minute. Make that a very important appointment today. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Divorce? Call Trinley and Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
Who's ready for a new sensation? All over the nation, everyone's seeing inflation. In fact, RC Hill Mitsubishi is just about the only place prices are going down. It's my deflation celebration event, and it means you could drive a new Mitsubishi for just $5 down, and that's less than a carton of eggs. For your peace of mind, all new Mitsubishis come with a lifetime limited warranty. Listen closely to my declaration and join my deflation celebration, because you could ditch your current ride and drive a car you love for just $5 down. My dealer next door credit approval process is free of frustration because we work with the lenders who want to approve your application with rates as low as 1.9%. Right now, you could drive a nicer, newer car for just $5 down. Come to my deflation celebration. But hurry so I can help you beat inflation today. I'm RC Hill Mitsubishi. 2 locations, DeLand and Ocala. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price determines actual trade allowance. Negative equity may be refinanced. See dealer for details.
Here's what a Fence Outlet customer has to say about their experience.
After the hurricanes destroyed our old fence, we took the advice of our neighbor and called Fence Outlet. They were fast and professional, and we love our new fence.
Check them out at fenceoutlet.com.
Hello, Floridians. Today's a good day to do great things. Yes! Like scheduling the dentist appointment you've been putting off for 2 years.
Oh, man.
Like finally fixing that creaky door that drives you crazy. Like getting that massage you definitely deserve.
Oh, yeah.
Or taking time to make sure that your air conditioner is ready to beat the heat all summer long. Do something great today, right now, by booking your $159 AC rejuvenation at CoolToday.com.
Call today, cool today, CoolToday.com.
If you have certain chronic conditions, such as heart disease,
asthma,
diabetes, and you're 19 years of age or older,
52, 36,
42, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I'm going to ask my doctor
about getting vaccinated
with Prevnar 20.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come and have fellowship with you.
Open yourself to the Holy Spirit and ask Him to minister to you.
Listen to Meditative Prayers on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Obviously, this is why YouTube was created. Obviously, at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
I love you righteously. Why you wanna diss me after the way you've been kissing me?
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. Real Radio 104.1. Thanks so much for tuning in today. We appreciate that very much. Who is that, Jack?
Lucinda Williams.
Oh, I've heard of her. I've not heard her music, but I have heard that name before.
Yeah,
it's kind of folky.
I first came across her on Sunday Morning Coming Down many years ago, and I like that song. I'm like, I'm going to use that for rejoins, and every 5 months or so, you'll hear it on the Jim Colbert.
A little haunting. It's nice.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. I am Jim. Jack and Ross are right over there. Let's get a check of the news. Here is Deb.
And now, it's time for Woke News. It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole world. On the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, Woke News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Real quick, Representative George Santos has been released from jail on that $500,000 bond. Don't know when his next court appearance is, facing 13 different felony counts. He says it's a witch hunt.
Sure, yeah. No evidence whatsoever.
It's like what they say, when there's smoke, there's no fire.
Right.
All right, a group of teachers' unions are challenging a new Florida law. Several organizations, including the Florida Education Association, filed a lawsuit against a measure signed yesterday by Governor Ron DeSantis. The legislation prohibits unions from requiring memberships and bans fees from automatically coming out of employees' paychecks. Also raises the threshold for the amount of employees in order to be able to start a union.
Yep.
Interestingly enough, law enforcement firefighter unions are exempt from the new requirements.
Oh, that's interesting.
The lawsuit claims the law is unconstitutional by violating the right to freedom of speech and association. The FEA says the move is trying to silence teachers and other school employees. The governor says his administration will not go quietly.
Well, they're going to fight, I guess. I don't know. More legal battles.
Meanwhile, legislation aimed at stopping illegal immigration is now law in Florida. At a news conference in Jacksonville, Governor Ron DeSantis signed Senate Bill 1718, which requires businesses with 25 or more employees to use E-Verify to check their immigration status. It also requires hospitals to ask about their patients' immigration status.
Wow, really?
Also requires to take DNA during like a traffic stop.
Wow, really?
Prohibits Florida from recognizing driver's licenses issued to illegal immigrants in other states. The law also increases penalties for human smuggling and still includes $12 million in funding to send illegal immigrants to other states, not necessarily from Florida.
I mean, there's a lot to unpack there, but just on that one, what would they do with that information? Like, let's say they found out somebody who was there illegally while they were giving them medical care. What would happen? I don't know. I don't want anybody in the country illegal to begin with. I mean, I don't. There's a process to go through to get in this country. Every person who comes here should do that.
Right.
But with that said, if somebody does get in here illegally and they're getting medical care, they find out through this new process that that person is there illegally. What happens?
I don't know, and it will be interesting to see if anyone actually goes to get medical care. And that's what, the POPCO organizations that's really well known in the area, because, of course, that's where our big illegal immigrant population, they work in the agriculture that takes place a lot in Apopka.
Yeah.
And the nonprofit that works with them says that this is going to have a chilling effect on them seeking medical care.
I know a lot of these businesses, especially in the in produce, are not a fan of E-Verify because it's really going to cut into their labor force.
And that's why I'm surprised because, agriculture being a big business, very, big lobbyists,
Scott's been writing about this for years.
Oh, yeah,
because of how they've negotiated around this for the agriculture business that feeds the coffers of those PACs.
Yeah.
Do you think that bubble will ever pop? Because I always hear so many people talking about illegal immigrants. There's a process. And there is a process. but at the same time, like, we are taking advantage in a lot of ways of these people.
Oh.
In fact, we need them. We
Didn't
give them
Jimmy
these...
say that the Farm Bureau's website itself says right there on the homepage that at least 50%, if not more, of their their workforce are illegal immigrants?
I think Scott wrote that as early as just a few months ago.
And it's old news.
Yeah.
Like, I just would think that would tame down some of the passion about, just being so immigrant focused.
Well, here's the problem, right? Immigrants are great during a political season, but really, in the reality of it is, you and I don't want to spend $10 at a fast food joint for a hamburger, but in order for them to get fair living wages, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you see what Yum Brands, how long they fought to just increase,
a penny on a tomato.
No, on a bushel. I mean, it was.
Yeah, because they pick by the pound. That's the whole thing, Scott. That's the one thing Scott talks about is when you're picking tomatoes, you get paid by the pound, right? It's not like the hour or anything like that.
So, because Scott always mentioned when he takes his kids to a fast food joint and you get that, that value meal and then you slide that tomato off your sandwich, you forget who picked it.
That's funny. And the funny thing is, I completely understand the immigration argument. We just got a text, and I'll bring this up. This is, and this shows a little bit of ignorance when it comes to this very complicated issue, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like you just say, okay, build a gate, don't let them in, and they go through the process, blah, blah, blah. That's the theory, right? This person says, all caps, I love it all. Get them out if they are here illegally. Great job, DeSantis. I completely kind of agree with that. The problem is you simply can't even fathom how many immigrants produce products that you lean on every day of your life. Food products, other products like that. You just can't imagine.
Yeah.
We just said it. 50% of the workforce that handles a lot of the farming for agriculture are here illegally. Good, bad, or indifferent, they're here illegally. And what Deb said is also accurate. You replace those farmers that are here illegally, that they're able to avert the E-Verify system, and you're paying them by the pound, and you're not paying them minimum wage or $7 or $8 an hour. I will tell you what that's going to do to your grocery bill. You think it's bad now because of inflation? Pull that and see what happens. Then you can type in all caps whenever you want.
And see, that's what I mean. I just don't know how common knowledge that is, that high of a percentage when it comes to illegal immigrants working.
The thing is it's just been simplified too much. And I used to be one of these people that felt the same way. I'd be the same way. Get them out of here. And then you start reading and kind of learning how diverse this situation really is and how many fingers it has and where those fingers go are very interesting. And I would encourage that person who typed that to do a little research on this subject and realize it's considerably more difficult to navigate than you can sit here and just type in all caps because you think the governor's doing a great job. I also don't mind this governor. And with all this stuff here and everything said, when it comes down to the line, I probably am 50-50 on where I agree with him and not agree with him. A lot of the moral stuff, I don't agree with him. Some of the other stuff I do agree with. But in the same sense, just educate yourself so you understand before you type something that you know what you're talking about it and you have all the facts. Sorry, Deb, go ahead.
Oh, no, that's okay, because, we can all agree that this next story, Floridians could face an increased number of robocalls if a new bill becomes law. The state legislature passed a measure during the latest session that would amend a consent clause allowing companies to legally text and call consumers. Now, solicitors would have up to 15 days to stop calling or sending messages after a person opts out of the service. Supporters of the bill say this would reduce litigation filed against telemarketers.
What?
Governor DeSantis has not publicly said whether he'll sign the legislation. If he does, the law would take effect immediately. All right, an officer in Osceola County is finding herself on the other side of the law. St. Cloud police say Officer Diane Ferrero was investigating a death at a home when she took pictures of the victim's credit cards.
Oh, no. No,
She's accused of loading the cards onto her phone and then using them to make purchases like gassing up her car, going to fast food, and getting some eyelashes.
Wow.
Chief Douglas Gorky says the officer was arrested and they used her own handcuffs.
Oh, that's a thing.
They also said
Cops
we know
love doing
that.
yeah.
Well, we know that when Deborah Clayton was murdered, and they finally arrested her killer, Markeith Lloyd, they used her handcuffs on him. In this case, they used her own handcuffs on her, and the sheriff also said The badge and the uniform she wore will be burned.
God almighty. That's coming in hot.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. It's egregious. That's one of the worst looks you can have.
Who said that?
The chief.
Okay, so it was a city police law enforcement. It wasn't a sheriff.
St. Cloud Police.
St. Cloud Police. Okay.
Yeah, St. Cloud Police.
Why do you ask?
Well, typically when they talk like that, that's usually someone who runs for public office.
Like Chitwood.
Gotcha,
like your sheriffs.
Yeah, I got you.
Your Brady Judd.
Yeah.
Your Mike Chitwoods.
Like who are
Wayne Ivey.
They're seeking out headlines.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, you know what? Speaking of Markeith Floyd, did you guys notice that there's something happened to his eye?
Yeah, it's the only dude with 4 vowels.
Ferreira has since resigned from her position. But that's not all. A South Florida detective says, hold my beer. He's accused of mishandling several sex crime cases. 48-year-old Demetrius Campbell appeared in court earlier today. Broward County Police say Campbell falsely recorded statements and evidence in order to close sensitive investigations.
Oh, no.
He just didn't want to be bothered with it.
He was busy, huh?
Yeah.
He had a Little League that night?
He also reportedly made threats towards several victims, including a woman who was an undocumented migrant.
Damn.
The judge ordered Campbell to refrain from having firearms or other weapons pending the investigation. Sheriff Gregory Toney says all of Campbell's nearly 100 SVU cases will now have to be reopened and reviewed.
Unbelievable.
The tax dollars.
Just insurmountable.
And when you think of how hard it is to already come forward with that
Right.
kind of allegation, my God. All right. Well, a Plant City Fire Rescue employee said, nah, man, you hold my beer. They're facing battery charges in connection to a road rage incident. Hillsborough County deputies say EMT Daniel Varela was driving on Highway 301 in Tampa yesterday morning when he cut off another car, which caused that victim to hit their brakes.
Okay.
Well, once at a stoplight, Varela, the guy who cut off the other car, reportedly got out of his vehicle and then punched the victim.
Okay, the one he just cut off.
The one he just cut off, exactly.
Right.
Oh, who's that? Karma? Deputies say they witnessed some of the attack and arrested Varela. Sheriff Chad Cronister says Varela's actions will not be tolerated within the community.
Wow, man.
I'm so glad I have a dashboard camera.
No doubt. Seriously. All right. A man from Oklahoma is facing assault charges for an incident at Disney World back in February. Authorities in Orange County say park employees found 33-year-old Patrick Delahanty of Coweta drunk and laying on the ground in front of Epcot.
Okay, that's fine. It's a good look.
They were
so
trying
far.
to get him into a wheelchair. Seen that. When he became aggressive.
Okay, that's fine.
According to officers, Delahanty allegedly swung a stanchion at an employee.
God damn.
Then hit him in the face with his hand, took his shirt off, and tried to run away. Delahanty reportedly claimed he has no recollection of the incident the next day and is pleading not guilty to the charges.
Yeah, player, I was robo-tripping. I don't even know what's up. I drank like 5 bottles of Corseed D that morning. Half a bottle of Tito's. I was tripping. Why do you have to take your shirt off? I don't get it.
Dude was blacked out.
Yeah, I know.
It was hot.
That's the rule 101 of blacking out.
You got to Kreischer it.
You're losing your shirt.
Someone texted us earlier because I think it was Ross who had asked why when people are fleeing do they always take off their clothes, and someone had texted us at 77031 and said, believe it or not, when you're running from the law, you kind of tend to believe that if you lose your clothes,
they can't see you.
Well, it makes you more aerodynamic, and the dog will lose your scent because you're just dropping your clothes. So whether or not it works, they still are going to try it.
Take that, rest of the states.
Well, Volusia County is helping coastal residents prepare for hurricane season, which is a mere couple of weeks away. The county has dumped sand-filled trap bags on over 300 properties to try and protect homes that were damaged during Hurricane Nicole last year.
So we're just making bunkers?
Exactly. More bags are available for homeowners who grant the county an easement so they can come and do this. County Coastal Division Director Jessica Fentress says this is just a short-term solution. She tells News 6 this will buy residents some time before they can make permanent improvements like replacing seawalls. But again, residents are saying, we're waiting on the state to approve these permits, and with sea turtle nesting season started. All right, also at the beach, a city in Brevard County is working on a new safety plan, and I think they borrowed an idea from the city of Orlando.
Really?
Melbourne leaders and the mayor voted to draft an ordinance for an after-hours alcohol permit. Does that sound familiar?
Very.
Yeah, after following a downtown shooting that sent 3 people to the hospital this past weekend, not to mention shattered the glass on several businesses that now have those damages they have to repair. So officials discussed the issue at yesterday's meeting, saying they want to hold businesses accountable to make sure they help keep people safe. So the alcohol permit is, like I said, is expected to share similarities to the one that took place in Orlando last week, where we found that not every business that applied was approved.
Yeah, but I heard it didn't affect anything. It was just as packed as ever.
Yeah, well, Mayor Paul Affrey believes this would be the first of many new security measures.
I'm sure.
All right, a new license plate will soon be offered in Florida. The redesigned Protect the Panther tag. Wasn't this one of the first?
I think I remember that one.
Yeah, that FWC put out when they first started doing these specialty tags. Well, this one is going to feature a photo taken by Carlton Ward in 2018 of a female panther and her kitten.
Nice.
This is why this is significant. The cat was the first female panther documented north of the Lacusahatchee River since 1973.
Really?
Wow.
She's also the first known panther documented to have kittens north of the Lacusahatchee in more than 40 years. Panthers are listed as an endangered species, and there are only an estimated 120 to 130 adult panthers left in the wild. You know the number one killer?
Us.
Cars.
Vehicle strikes.
Yeah,
vehicle strikes.
No, do they call them kittens or are they cubs? Is it different for a panther? I don't know. Or is it?
I don't know. That's a good point. Actually, that stuck out to me when I read the story,
Yeah.
but I was like, oh, a kitten.
Interesting. Yeah. Stole one.
The new tag should be available later this year. What'd you say?
Nothing.
Okay. You didn't really, did you?
No. I said they stole one.
I thought you said you did.
No.
Looking for a job? Want a really cool job?
Sure.
Like I said.
Ross, listen up.
What?
I'm on it.
Like I said, this new station is beautiful. It's state of the art. And if you're looking for a job and you want to do something different, something fun, maybe Brightline is looking to hire dozens of workers ahead of the new grand opening of its new Central Florida station at OIA. The rail station will hold a recruitment event next week in an effort to fill nearly 200 positions. The event will take place on Thursday, May 18th at the Embassy Suites Hilton, Orlando. Brightline is planning to open again that new station at Orlando International Airport later this year. It'll offer a number of stops for travelers from Central Florida to South Florida.
Yeah, what are those jobs, though? What is that?
A porter?
Yeah, is that what it would do?
I would
Like
imagine
help
everything.
Help people get in and off the train or whatever? Is that what it is?
Ticket takers, information.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
maybe.
exactly. Maybe working in one of the two
Yeah.
lounges because they have like a VIP lounge, a
Oh.
regular lounge.
All right.
All right.
I like the sound of that. Bring my kitten.
Let's go. Let's go do the show from the train.
I think we should. I think that would be
All
that would
aboard,
be
man.
kick ass.
Seems like work.
It
All right,
does.
real quick. This is something that applies to both Jim and Jack because you both live in Seminole County. And for those who do not know, sports is a pretty big deal. Recreation, sports. Seminole County is now looking at ways to grow what one official calls our niche. County Commission Chair Amy Lockhart was talking at a work session yesterday about sports tourism. Tourism officials told the commission that tourism tax revenues, they're projected to hit a record $7 million this year. That's after a record was set last year with almost $6.5 million. So the commission also discussed how to pay for a planned new indoor sports venue. One idea is to create a tourism improvement district that would collect $3 for every available hotel room at properties with more than 53 rooms, so wouldn't affect your Airbnbs or your Verbos. It'll be discussed further at the next commission meeting, and I know, Jimmy, you said that you have a personal connection with just how much difference this can bring to an area.
Buddy, let me tell you. I don't know if you guys have been to that sports complex out there at Lake Mary Boulevard and like Highway 46 out there in Lake Mary. That's actually not far from my house. That complex is giant, and I have my cousin's daughter plays softball up in North Florida, and they travel out and they come down here. These sports complexes are turning around the economies of small cities and small areas. Palatka just built one recently, and it's a town of like 9,000 people, but they had to wind up building 3 hotels around that because of all the business this brings in from these traveling softball and volleyball teams and stuff like that. So Seminole County, what's going to happen is because all of the facilities right now that you play big volleyball events are all everywhere else. I don't know that there's one in Seminole County that isn't a gem of a high school. They want to build a complex where they can bring these gigantic volleyball and indoor sports events to Seminole County. Dude, let me tell you, it's a no-lose scenario. Whoever thought of this, they should break ground tomorrow. Build it tomorrow. It will win immediately. There's nothing but land out there. And they're just about to build a Publix in that area too. Absolutely gorgeous. Go get it. Build 2 of them.
And speaking of sports, 2 of Florida's 3 NFL teams will play overseas this season. The league announced the Jacksonville Jaguars will host the Atlanta Falcons on October 1st at Wembley Stadium in London. A week later, the Jags will be the visiting team when they face the Buffalo Bills at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, which is also in London. Yeah. The Miami Dolphins will play their first ever game in Germany when they take on the defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs on November 5th at Frankfurt Stadium. The other international games feature the Ravens-Titans on October 15th in London and the Colts-Patriots on November 12th in Frankfurt.
Wow. Speaking of which, baseball's doing it, and I was wondering, Deb, you should be on top of this. The St. Louis Cardinals are playing the Cubs in London. They're doing a series in London.
Wow, really?
MLB, they're doing a sweepstakes where you could win tickets.
Damn.
I think I saw that, but it was like a QR code.
Do you know any Cub fans that might be interested?
Let me think. Yeah,
I think there's the one that like sleeps next to you.
That's a bold move.
When I let him.
That's a bold move, though, having 2 NFL teams playing at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. That you might have both teams lose if you play in that stadium.
All right, finally, Wendy's is testing out a new AI chatbot that can take drive-through orders. The fast food chain partnered with Google to create Wendy's Fresh AI, which can take verbal orders from customers. Company officials tell the Wall Street Journal the technology won't replace existing workers. No, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Instead, it gives employees more time to focus on serving food and taking care of customer needs.
Instagram.
Wendy's is rolling out the chatbot in Columbus, Ohio next month. There's no word on a large-scale rollout just yet, but this comes on the heels of former Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak throwing another warning saying that, it's going to make scams that much more difficult to figure out.
Absolutely.
And now you all are officially woke, and Woke News is brought to you by Home Loans Radio and that mortgage guy, Don. Now, everybody knows you should get more than one quote on your mortgage, but statistics show that only about 25% of us actually do. And the reason why is obvious. It takes too much time, and we're busy. Well, that mortgage guy, Don, will make it so easy for you. You really have no reason not to. Go to thatmortgageguydon.com, hit the compare quote button, put in your contact info, tell him your credit score, and upload your quote. He'll do the rest. Don will interpret your quote and let you know if you can do better. Plain and simple, no spam, no hassle, just peace of mind at thatmortgageguydon.com.
Except 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in 1 second with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. But I'm a freak. Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. We have a hot afternoon ahead, increasing clouds today with forecast highs near 93 degrees, but then showers and thunderstorms developing mainly after 2 p.m., 30% coverage to see pockets of heavy rain, frequent lightning, as well as gusty winds. Overnight tonight, lows will be in the 70s and the heat on yet again for your Thursday with a 40% chance for storms.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Ah, what a day to be a Florida tomato. You say tomato, I say, what the?
Florida tomatoes. They're ripe for the picking. So look for Fresh from Florida tomatoes where you shop.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Your eyes, the window to your world. That's why I would never in a million years consider a discount surgical center for LASIK vision correction. That's why I directed my son and my father-in-law when they started having problems with their eyes to the Filatowski Eye Institute. Why? Because they are a recognized leader in vision correction surgery. I trust them implicitly. The Filatowski team has performed over 65,000 surgeries here in Central Florida. They've done that over a 30-year period, and they use the latest state-of-the-art LASIK tech. Fast recovery times. Most people are back to work the very next day. You can start seeing the way you're meant to. Right now, all you have to do is contact the Filatowski Institute by texting 1041 to 868686. Schedule your consultation today. They even offer 24-month interest-free financing to qualified patients. Schedule your consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute simply by texting 1041 to the number 868686. It's the Filatowski Eye Institute, the smart choice, the only choice for LASIK vision correction.
With more and more people prioritizing their mental health, finding a therapist can often feel difficult and sometimes overwhelming. If you or someone you know is seeking help but facing challenges, NAMI, the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization, can help. NAMI offers free peer support groups, education programs, and a helpline to support you when the wait seems too long or affordable treatment is difficult to find. You are not alone. Visit NAMI.org for information, resources, and support. NAMI.org.
What's the Anajar Levine difference? When you're injured in a car crash, we focus on your case so you can focus on the one thing that matters most, getting better. I'm Glenn Levine with Anajar Levine. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation, 1-800-747-FREE. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
Fast food doesn't always have to sound like this. When you buy fresh from Florida, fast food can sound like this. Make quick and easy family meals with the tastiest flavors of Florida. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop and find delicious, refreshing recipes for what's in season at followfreshfromflorida.com.
Spring has sprung and it's full tilt boogie time at GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Wake up, people. You're optimizing every waking hour of your life, from carpooling kids to work to friends and everything in between. You have to get sleep and a bed that can perform as well as you do. Meet the next generation Sleep Number Smart Bed. It effortlessly adjusts to your shape, position, and movements, learning how you sleep, so you learn to sleep better, night after night. Sleep next level, only from Sleep Number. Save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed, plus free home delivery when you add an adjustable base. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
It's Memorial May at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Get Memorial Day deals today and all month. Buy this today. Make no payments for 6 months. Get up to $5,000 more than your trade is worth. Offers for a limited time only at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. OrlandoNissan.com. See dealer for details.
People are winning every single day. Regular people are winning every day. Whether it's $500 or $50,000, anybody can win. Because when they win, I feel like I'm winning.
It's just a fun atmosphere. The pool, the spa, the gaming, the food, the shopping. I came one night, hit the double downs, had a couple of good runs, and won about $300,000.
Anybody could win at Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa.
Must be 21 to play slots or table games. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
If you ride a motorcycle in Florida, someone can hit you and hurt you and legally not have insurance to pay you. Uninsured motorist coverage can help save you from financial ruin. Injured on the go? Just call Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
So what could you do with 8 hours? With that much time, probably a lot, right? Or nothing at all sounds pretty good too. With an 8-hour battery life, a vape device from Blue gives you the freedom to unplug. So relax, disconnect, or just let yourself focus on getting your own stuff done with a full 8 hours of unlit you time. Blue, get unlit. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. Blue is a trademark of Fonum Holdings 4BV. Copyright 2022. Fonum US LLC.
Any size iced coffee is only $1.29 at 7-Eleven with 7 rewards. But it's not just iced coffee, it's sacred. Some say you can't put a price on it, but 7-Eleven did. It's $1.29 any size iced coffee. Offer good through 6/27/23 plus tax. See app for details.
Hear new music first on your free iHeartRadio app.
Hey y'all, this is Måneskin.
Hey, what's up? This is Fall Out Boy.
What's up? This is Mark Hoppus from Blink-182.
It's iHeartRadio. The free iHeartRadio app is where the biggest stars in the world connect with you. Download it today.
Simply Safe was named Best Home Security of 2023 by U.S. News and World Report. But we don't do what we do for the accolades. We do it to protect you and everything you love. Our advanced sensors, indoor and outdoor HD cameras, and hazard detectors are powered by live 24/7 professional monitoring, so you get emergency help fast. Get 20% off any new system with interactive monitoring at simplysafe.com/radio. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Hey, Magic fans, when you're heading out to the Amway Center or anytime you're away from your business, commercial, or residential property, or you have a special event and you want to be sure that you're well protected, contact American Protection Services and Investigations, proud partner of the Orlando Magic. For a full list of our security services, dial 833-4APSI. Over 30 years in the business, your safety is our top priority because your business is our business.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
If you don't know what web goals are, consider yourself lucky. If you feel like helping out, go to JimColbertLive.com and look at stuff.
What's going on, Jim Colbert Show? It's Concrete Mike. I'd like to comment on the illegal immigrant workforce here in Florida. It is way beyond the agricultural, way beyond the guys working the fields and picking the fruits and picking the berries and the lettuces and the cabbages. It's in construction, all phases, drywall, concrete, block masonry, all of it, man.
Drywall.
It'll shut everything down if they get rid of all these guys. Nobody wants to do the work they do. They come here and work hard.
That's right. Paint crews, all those guys. You're 100% right, Mike.
Yeah, because you don't want to work for the money they're making.
100% right.
And that's why I think, like, when will that bubble pop? When will people, on a mass scale find out, like, oh, man, if we kick them all out of the country and make them go where they came from, you're done.
It's a political issue, so both sides are fighting what they think is the right side of the immigration argument, so maybe it's just shrouded in all that for a reason.
And listen, all of my family is here from Colombia, and they all came
Get
through.
them out!
And they all came through legally, right?
Okay.
Every couple of years, my mom would have to drive down to Chicago when she wasn't yet a U.S. citizen to make sure that everything was right and buttoned up. So for folks like my mom, it's extremely frustrating when you and your family go through the right channels to get your family here. At the same time, understanding where they're coming from, like you said, it's a sticky issue for people who have done the process legally and those who have not. But it literally would shut our economy down if we got rid of everyone who was here illegally.
It's just so easy to politicize it and say, get them out of here. They're the problem. It is also a common political leverage tool to use them as that. Many other reasons use them as a political tool for sure. And I agree with everybody. You got to get here legally. There's no question.
Right.
But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the idea of the ones that are here already. And Concrete Mike is 100% right. And really, that is a problem that I have perpetuated as well. That only exists in the agriculture business. Mike's 1,000,000,000% right. On top of all those other services that Mike said, I don't know how true it is or not true that they do or don't want to do the work. Other people, people who are born here are naturalized citizens. But I do know this. I just did have an extension built onto my house, and I would say that at least probably 30% of the people who worked on my job in some way, shape, or form were obviously from another country. I don't know if they were here legally or illegally. That's not for me to decide at that particular point, but there's no question they were there. And Mike's right. Specifically stonemasons, but it's not, everybody thinks it's just Mexicans, South Americans, Central Americans. South Americans and Brazilians have been coming here, and they're stonemason geniuses. And remember, I remember saying this years ago that the mason business in Central Florida would, I don't know about collapse, but it would really be difficult to kind of guarantee a job finish date without the work that those guys do. And a lot of those people are Brazilian here. Again, don't know if they're legally or illegally, but they have a specific skill set when working with that particular material that has made them almost irreplaceable in that world. I'm not joking. I mean, I know guys out there right now shaking their head. Yep.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Drywall teams come in, 5, 8 guys hit the ground working, drywall an entire house in a day and a half.
Roofers.
Ridiculous. Roofers. You're 100% right. All right.
Hard work.
So again, and I'm not dogging the person who sent that earlier. I'm sure that, that's just kind of what they've been told over and over. That's the problem. That's the problem. But you really should just kind of dive into even a surface investigation of what the illegal immigrant, specifically in the state of Florida. I don't think you're having the same argument in Vermont, but definitely in this state, in Texas and California and all the states bordering those, this is an issue.
but like you say, you have to go beyond the rhetoric, because politically, they say these people are bad as an issue. This is bad, and this is what we're fighting each other over for them to be in here, be in this country, and it's just a divisive wedge issue where people don't go beyond the nuance of the people who have lived here for years, the people who have had kids here, who are American citizens now.
Been here generations.
Right. The dreamers, the people who are a part of our economy and our workforce, and how you do it. It's so nuanced. And, of course, and there is a problem at the border, which is only going to get worse when Title 42 expires.
Which is tomorrow.
And where they're expecting a surge, it could be 12,000 people a day. It needs to be managed. It needs to be handled. And, and even with the current administration, while you have one side pointing at the problem, I don't hear a lot of solutions.
Yeah, they're just sending
from either
they're
side.
sending troops down there to assist. I'm like, assist, build a. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, there's budget money to take care of this. At least some. I mean, is there a budget? Is there a massive budget shortage with this? Am I ignorant to that?
I don't know. I mean, I
to handle this? I mean, there must be, because there really I mean, you theoretically, with a country like us, as wealthy and as able as we are, this should not be a big problem, right?
The hypocrisy is what bothers me. The politicians who will point to illegal immigration while taking the money from the, the agricultural lobbyists or whomever to get around it. But someone did text us another good point at 77031. Ocala wouldn't survive without illegals in the equine industry. They make up a majority of the workers in all fields of equestrian disciplines.
Wow. As of 2019, almost half, 48.9% of all agricultural workers were foreign-born. More than 1/4, 27%, were undocumented.
Yeah. So almost 30% of that entire workforce. And that's just agriculture. I mean, I don't know if you can look that up. I don't know if they even compile those numbers for the construction business, but again, I think Mike is pretty accurate there.
And someone else said, my brother-in-law was an illegal stonemason from Germany.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So not all illegal immigrants are brown. I mean, I knew of some that were Hungarian who did quote unquote work at Walmart.
Right.
It's these Canadians we got to worry about.
That's exactly what I'm just thinking. God almighty. They
so
come in
trouble.
here, they're polite.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
We
That
don't
a
care.
boat
It's fake.
thing. Yeah, that's got to go.
Go back to Manitoba.
Right, 407-916-1041. Animal House up next.
Some stations stick around 10 years, think they're a big deal.
Did we do that? Yeah, we probably did that.
It's the 30th anniversary of Real Radio 104.1. Thanks for making this happen.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Travel with caution and expect delays. Authorities are clearing up an accident, blocking the right lane on State Road 436 heading northbound after I-4. There's delays due to an abandoned vehicle blocking the right lane on State Road 429 heading southbound at Forest Lake Toll Plaza. You can expect your regular congestion on I-4 eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Make quick and easy family meals with the tastiest flavors of Florida. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop and find delicious, refreshing recipes for what's in season at followfreshfromflorida.com.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Tools Ace Hardware certainly has all the best brands in grilling and outdoor cooking from our friends at Traeger, Big Green Egg, Weber, Napoleon, and Uni. I told you guys last week, read an article about the best outdoor grills, the best grills out there, and I swear it was like reading the inventory list for Tools Ace Hardware. That is why they're the best. Not to mention, they have that new Traeger Flat Rock griddle now in stock at most Tools Ace Hardwares. This thing is a monster, fueled with propane. It'll open up an entire new world of griddling, frying, steaming, and sautéing, delivering the innovation and premium quality Traeger is definitely known for. Plus, on top of that, previous model Traeger Timberline pellet grills, now $700 off while supplies last. All you have to do is visit one of their 12 Central Florida locations or shop online at acehardware.com and get free assembly and local delivery on grills $3.99 and up. It's Tools Ace, the backyard place.
Yo, it's Ross. I'm here to tell you about Persimmon Hollow Brewing Company. Straight Straight up, they make great beer. In fact, they make my favorite beer. Their Blood Orange Wheat is my number one right now. Andy and Robbie, the minds behind Persimmon Hollow Beer, are just passionate about the beer that they brew. You can really taste how much they give a damn about their beer. Visit Persimmon Hollow at any of their 5 locations so you can enjoy passionately crafted beers. Enjoy a Persimmon Hollow beer. Drink sensibly, but get weird. PersimmonHollowBrewing.com.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order, so every bite is hot and juicy every time. Because we love making you a burger that tastes exactly how it should.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious. To everyone who craves a handcrafted treat, let our team member Sephora tell you about a Culver's favorite.
We make our thick and creamy fresh frozen custard in small batches all throughout the day. And we mean all day, every day. From our supremely rich shakes and concrete mixers to our freshly scooped dishes and cones, we handcraft every bite to pure perfection. Making you a sweet treat with care is the best part of my day.
Come to Culver's and get a taste of our fresh frozen custard. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
Here's what Fence Outlet customers have to say about their experience.
The Fence Outlet team is knowledgeable and professional. They have fair prices and they take care of the permits. I'm very happy with my Fence Outlet fence.
Check them out for yourself at fenceoutlet.com. License number C10252 and C10803.
Tobacco-free Florida knows how hard it is to quit nicotine, which is why we offer different quit options to choose from for free, like 24/7 quit coaches available over the phone and free 2-week starter kits of quit aids. We're even experimenting with 80s pop music.
I'm giving you up, giving you up. I'm letting you up, I'm letting you never come back to stone. I'll never come back to stone. I'll never come back. I'm giving you up.
Or maybe we'll just stick to the ways we know work. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com or call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW for free nicotine patches.
Hello, Floridians. Today is a good day to do great things. Yes! Like scheduling the dentist appointment you've been putting off for 2 years.
Oh, man.
Like finally fixing that creaky door that drives you crazy. Like getting that massage you definitely deserve.
Oh, yeah.
Or taking time to make sure that your air conditioner is ready to beat the heat all summer long. Do something great today, right now, by booking your $159 AC rejuvenation at CoolToday.com.
Call today, cool today, CoolToday.com.
Wake up, people. You're optimizing every waking hour of your life, from carpooling kids to work to friends and everything in between. You have to get sleep and a bed that can perform as well as you do. Meet the next generation Sleep Number Smart Bed. It effortlessly adjusts to your shape, position, and movements, learning how you sleep, so you learn to sleep better, night after night. Sleep next level, only from Sleep Number. Save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed, plus free home delivery when you add an adjustable base. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. I am Jim. Jack and Ross are right over there. And Deb has Animal House. I was just looking at the color of your stomach.
She likes them fuzzy, furry, feathery, tough, and scaly. It's time for Animal House with Deborah Roberts.
All right, as always, you know Animal House is generously brought to us each and every week by personal injury attorney Glenn Klausman of Klausman Law. Right now, she's one of our favorite guests, along with her owl friend. Please join me in welcoming Daisy Fiore and Billy Owlish from the Audubon Center for Birds of Prey. Yay!
You are genuinely one of my favorite guests in this segment.
Oh, thank you. We love being here.
And we love having you here. You guys always bring great guests. You always know so much about it. You have such a great attitude. You love doing this as much as anybody that comes in this studio. So thanks again for coming over.
Oh, you're welcome.
Now tell me about Billy Owlish.
Oh, happily.
And by the way, go to JimColbertLive.com and you can see the YouTube shot of Billy Owlish, which is difficult to say, by the way.
But very funny.
Yes.
Hashtag that. We're trying to get a concert. So, of course, this Saturday is the event of the year, the big fundraiser for the Audubon Center for Birds of Prey, Baby Owl Shower. It's a don't miss event, 10 to noon. It's free to get into. We just ask you to bring us a gift. The things we need the most this year, paper towels and sponges.
Okay.
You just cannot believe how many paper towels and sponges we go through.
No, paper towels I kind of understand.
Same here. The sponges I'm a little confused about.
Hit me with that sponge action. What's the deal?
Well, we don't want to use paper towels to clean everything because we would go through even more than we go through.
Right.
So we use sponges, which are slightly more reusable, but once you've cleaned, a kennel that a sick eagle has been in, that becomes a one-time use sponge. Yeah.
A sick eagle. Or when Jim had COVID.
I mean, they poop 48 times a day. And
On
an
regular?
eagle poop, and an eagle poop it's a lot.
It is a
It's
lot.
a large volume.
It's a volume of doo-doo. Okay, good.
The eagle nickname keeps making more sense.
And heaven forbid you've got a vulture in there. When they get stressed, they vomit.
Oh, God.
That is their adaptation. So those sponges, we go through sponges like you wouldn't believe.
Wow. Just straight sponges, not the ones with the scouring thing on the other side. Just you want it to soak up as much eagle and condor vomit as possible.
Yeah, just sponges in bulk.
Okay, so obviously Billy Owlish has an issue, or she would not be at the Audubon Society for the Birds of Prey.
So she is one of our residents. She made her debut at the Baby Owl Shower in 2020. So she came in as a baby that year, and she had fallen out of her nest because she had a terrible infection. And it's unclear where that came from. Sometimes birds get that in the wild, but it was in her eyes, in both eyes. And birds use their eyes for everything. That's their main sense. So birds really need those eyes. So our clinic staff worked round the clock trying to save her eyes, and they saved one.
That's good.
So they managed to save one and therefore save Billy, but the other eye had to be removed.
Oh, man.
So she couldn't be released because she has poor depth perception, but she was able to stay on as an ambassador. And because she was so little when she came in, she is calm and wonderful and teaches thousands of kids every year about Eastern screech owls.
And that's what she is, an Eastern screech owl.
Eastern screech owl, yeah. That's the smallest species of owl here in Florida.
So Billy is missing an eye.
She is missing an eye, yes. That is her disability.
In the very beginning, I thought Billy Owlish, that is a stretch of a name. But now it makes more sense because Billy Owlish is missing the eye.
Oh, now we get
Very
it.
nice.
You're a genius.
How old is Billy?
She's about 4 now.
Okay.
Which in the wild, these guys actually only live to be 3 to 5.
Oh, wow, really?
They have a lot of predators because they're so small.
I didn't laugh. I'm so sorry.
She makes it too funny, though, I gotta tell you.
Yeah,
she does.
You said it so charmingly.
Well, they're little,
You make death seem something like a page turner.
I know. Well, but in captivity, we had one live to 19.
Oh, my God.
So they can absolutely just crush it.
That seems abusive aggressive and so 3 to 4. She's 5 now or 4 now, so she would be at the top of her lifespan in the wild.
Yep.
She will do quite well in captivity. There's no nothing that hunts her. Is it other? Do owls predate on other owls?
Yes.
They do.
Every species of owl eats the species of owl smaller than them.
Wow, really?
Yeah, they are killers.
They're all out at night together, so, you know.
An opportunity is an opportunity, right?
Yeah, barred owls, great horned owls, they'll definitely grab a little eastern screech owl.
That's so sad. And this, you know, it's no coincidence why you have the baby owl shower in May, right? This is the season that you're caring for a lot of baby birds. How many baby owls are you caring for maybe like right now?
Oh, gosh. Just when I walked through the clinic this morning at feeding time, I saw 12.
No way. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Why does that seem so excessive?
I mean, this year, we actually have some volunteers doing rescues all over the state for us. So we're getting even more in this year than usual because
Even you seem
we have
shocked
the capacity.
Even you seem a little shocked by that number. Is that a high number or is that a normal thing? Why does that seem like so many to me?
No, it's a lot. And we take in as many, you know, we don't say no to anybody.
Sure.
So keep bringing us babies. At one point, we had 12 eaglets.
Damn. Whoa.
Which is, they're huge. I mean, that is.
I mean, their size of their nest can be a Volkswagen.
We didn't know where to put them. Okay, here's another one. Where does it go? You know, It's eagle Tetris.
And those are just rescues that you get up to health and then send them off. Those can be re-released, right? They're not staying there. And much like these baby owls are the same thing. You're just getting them up to health and then getting them out.
Yeah, hopefully everyone who's in there in the clinic right now is going to be able to go back to the wild. So far, so good.
What's predominantly the reason that you're seeing so many baby birds brought in? Is it falling out of the nest? Is it poison people put in their yards? Is it?
It's a little bit of everything. For babies, it's mostly falls from nests. There can be a lot of reasons for that, but the big one is people trimming their trees.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are like, oh, it's summer. I'm going to do some yard work. I'm going to go trim my trees. And then they do trim their trees and a bunch of baby birds fall out.
I'll be damned. Now it's interesting because, you know, obviously in our culture, we are always seeing owls in the knots of trees. We don't see them in nests per se. So is that the case with these, that the trees that would be cut down or trimmed would have had a burrow in them, or do they nest?
Yeah, these guys are cavity nesters.
Yeah.
So the eastern screech owls and the barred owls nest in cavities. And most trees with cavities are the ones that are kind of dead or dying.
Right.
So people think, oh, this is a good time of year to take out this dead tree.
Sure, yeah.
And there were a bunch of owls.
Yeah, and again, it's something you do for the season. So when the storms hit, you don't have these dead trees or limbs, knocking down your power lines. I mean, even the county does it. Do you guys get a lot of them from the county as they trim up trees and stuff? Or
sometimes,
is it mostly,
Do they even
a
call
mix.
you and say, hey, about to go tree trimming?
Real?
They don't give us warning. No, they just show up at our doorstep and say, oops.
Wow.
Daisy, most people will say, oh, it's nice out. It's the weekend. I'm going to do the yard work today. What would you like them to think about? Like, when is the time to avoid tree trimming and stuff like that because of the baby owls?
Right now. Don't do it right now.
So May,
Please don't do it right now.
just like the month of May,
Is
or
it a 2-week period? I'm with Jack. Is there a span of time?
It's actually longer than that, isn't it?
It is. It's quite a bit longer than that. So they're going to be nesting in Florida for a lot of the year, but really the danger zone is going to be February through July.
Okay.
So I always trim my trees at the end of August, right before we get the really bad hurricanes, because nesting season is over, and that way you can get all the dead stuff, dead branches down right before hurricane season.
So late summer in Florida, if you're trimming your trees, late summer is the ideal time.
Very good.
Exactly.
Let me ask you, when it comes to rehabbing these, by the way, Daisy Fiore with us here. She's a senior coordinator of the Audubon Center for the Birds of Prey in Maitland. They're having their big thing this weekend. We'll tell you about more in a second. When it comes to rehabbing birds of any species, do the males or females react to rehab any differently, or is it exactly the same?
Not really. Males, females, sometimes we don't even know which they are, especially if they come in as a baby. They're about the same. Females can be larger, so sometimes they're a little more challenging, especially with the eagles, because we'll get females in who are just so big. You can't imagine.
I didn't know if their natural predatory instincts would come into play and shift into gears as they matured, as you're kind of helping them, and those behaviors cause maybe issues as they were contained.
Oh, sometimes. Especially with the eagles. I mean, they're eagles, and we're, trying to restrain them so we can feed them and treat them. And
they just want to kill.
Oh, yeah. And they're going after you with their talons and their beaks. And you want them to keep doing it because they need to stay nice and wild to go back to the wild. But at the same time, you're getting footed and grabbed. And
it's no fun. It's no joke, right? They're strong.
Yeah, our veterinary technician tried to go in and feed some of the baby barred owls. So cute, so fluffy. Cut her face open.
Oh!
She came back up to the clinic holding a towel, bleeding, and she's like, but they're wild, so it's a good thing.
Owl to the face.
So you were talking
That's
about...
a nature lover right there.
Right there. That's when you know you love your job.
So you were talking about owls. This owl will eat, other owls. Owl on owl crime.
There is a lot of owl on owl crime.
Is that a very common in the bird kingdom? Is that the majority of birds? Is there a bird that doesn't kill other birds like itself?
Not amongst the raptors.
Really? Even eagles will do it?
Oh, eagles
are the worst?
Eagles go for baby owls and nests and
do they really?
Baby ospreys.
But
America.
Yeah.
But will an eagle kill another eagle?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, God.
Every year we get a few eagles in who got in territory fights.
Oh, yeah, gang.
Eagles are very territorial. They have their space for hunting and nesting, and if another eagle tries to move in, oh, it's bad.
Chirp, chirp, where the ops at?
I know you're the...
Seems like we got the right national bird.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
And yet at the same time, one of the most aggressive male birds of any species is the male hummingbird.
Oh my gosh, so mean. If they were the size of eagles, we'd all be dead right now.
Wow. They really would.
Yeah, we'd be
Hummingbirds
screwed.
are beasts. When the male hummingbird is unbelievably aggressive.
What's up, player?
yeah.
What the beak read?
Yeah.
The smaller you get, the more ferocious on. Billy, she thinks she's an eagle.
Oh,
and-
really?
Oh, yeah, she'll mess you up. It's just because she's small that we're okay.
Why? I've never heard this about male hummingbirds.
Oh, yeah.
Is it like little truck syndrome? It's Napoleon. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know what it is, but hummingbirds are mean.
Are
they really?
Yeah, male hummingbird in a territory fight, they're unbelievably aggressive.
They gotta
They're-
be exhausted.
Yeah.
All that wing flapping.
And they got a weapon, though.
They have no tolerance for that
But
nonsense.
it doesn't explain their hate. I think it's their views that get them in trouble.
They just wake up and choose violence.
Real quick, Daisy, give us the details of the event again this Saturday.
This Saturday, baby owl shower, 10 a.m. to noon. Bring us any kind of gift, and admission is free. Paper towels, sponges, gift cards, gloves, cotton balls, whatever you want to bring. We've got an Amazon wish list. You can just send something right to us. It's super easy. We're going to have crafts, games, scavenger hunts, partners.
This sounds fun as
It's
hell.
going to be a blast.
Email address. That way people can go, or not email address, website address. That way people can go and I'll get all the information if they don't kind of remember here.
Absolutely. Audubon CBOP at Audubon. I just blanked it.
CBOP.audubon.org.
.audubon.org. You've got it, and I completely forgot it for a minute.
So
CBOP, Center Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
Yes.
AudubonCBOP.com or .org?
.org.
There you go. .org. Very important. That way you can find out all the information about the gig coming up this Saturday.
Yeah. And what
It's all on our Facebook, too.
Oh, excellent. And it's free. It's a free event as
Absolutely.
long as you bring in a gift. And what a great way to kick off the Mother's Day weekend.
Oh, dude, what was that?
What'd the owl do?
She attacked the microphone.
Wow, that was fast.
I told you she was sassy.
Oh, my God. Did you see how fast that was?
She's hungry, isn't she?
All right.
It's dinner time. It's owl dinner time.
get her
Well,
out of here
as
then.
always, Daisy Fiore and Billy Owlish, thank you so much for visiting us from the Audubon Center for
Thank you for having us.
Remember, do not wake up and choose violence like owls.
And as always, Animal House is brought to you by Glenn Klausman of Klausman Law. So if you know of anyone or yourself, if you've been in a car, truck, motorcycle accident, here's a couple of reasons why you should call Glenn Klausman. One, Glenn never passes you off to a caseworker, but will personally handle your case, to so much so that he's going to give you his personal cell phone number and then pick it up when you call. Just a couple of reasons why year after year he's voted super lawyer and legal elite. He's also an animal lover, though, and a true friend of the show. So if you've been in an accident, give him a call, 407-917-1718, or check him out online at klausmanlaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN law.com.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Winning Winning Wednesdays happen every Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041 with a new prize available every Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Travel with caution and expect delays. Authorities are clearing up an abandoned vehicle blocking the right lane on State Road 429 heading southbound before Forest Lake Toll Plaza. If I-4 is a part of your travels this afternoon, you can expect delays heading eastbound between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535. Traveling on Florida's Turnpike, you can expect your regular pockets of congestion. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by GetRefunds.com.
I'm Howard Mackler, founder of Innovation Refunds. If you own a business and still haven't applied for the payroll tax refund, we want to pay a licensed tax attorney to see if you're eligible to receive up to $26,000 per employee. Go to GetRefunds.com, GetRefunds.com.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Marco's Pizza.
Welcome back. Dave and Herb here, and we're talking fresh.
Fresh from Florida, that is. Dave, tell our listeners about the produce that's in season.
There's tomatoes, broccoli, frottermelon, freppers, spinach.
Wait, hold it. You're just putting fra in front of produce.
Yeah, as in fresh from Florida.
Produce tastes better when it's grown closer to home. You don't need to make up words.
Really?
Ugh, friends, visit followfreshfromflorida.com to see what's in season.
Don't you mean .from?
Ugh, really?
Heads up for you. That doorbell camera you have, it's not a security system. You need to get a Safe Touch security system, and you can do it now during their buy one, get one sale. Nobody beats Safe Touch's technology or price. Visit safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Managing healthcare for yourself, your kids, your aging parents, it's a lot to keep track of everything. Now you have help. Welcome to Village Medical, a whole new kind of primary care that's a lot more caring. Here, your doctor really gets to know your family's needs and coordinates all their visits, labs, even prescriptions. Plus, you can make same-day appointments or schedule video or at-home visits, all covered by most insurance. It sounds different because it is different. Go to villagemedical.com and become a patient today.
Man, let's get you that new bathroom you have wanted for years. My God, how many years have you waited? How many years have you walked down that hallway past that guest bathroom and you glance in it and you curse every single time? You hate it. The rest of your house looks amazing. You've done all that work, but that bathroom is just laying there doing nothing. And all you hear from your friends is like, don't touch it. It's going to cost thousands. It's going to take forever. You're going to get scammed left and right. That isn't true. Well, it can be true, but it's not true with Rebath in Mid-Florida. These guys just want to get you the bathroom that you are going to love every single day. And yes, they have everything you need. Once you hire Rebath, you are done. That's it. The only input you'll need from there is with their design team to make sure they got it perfect. All the products that you want. And the cool thing is they have tons of good ones. All those designs you see in the magazines and on television, they can do that for you. Just go to the website, rebathmidfla.com. Look at the before and afters. Amazing stuff. And if you want to see in person, you can do that as well. Their showroom is easy to find. 436 up in Altamont, right across from Kobe. Slide in, check out the models, put your hands on those materials. Natural stone, travertine marble, ready for you right now. Book your appointment. It's rebathmidfla.com.
Spring has sprung and it's full tilt boogie time. At GiveMeTheVin.com, I'm overpaying for cars because I think they're going to go up even higher from where they are right now. We'll pay off your payoff. We'll pick your stuff up. We'll quote you quick and easy at GiveMeTheVin.com. America's best car buyer. Go there right now, and if I don't beat a CarMax offer, I'll send you a check for $100.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Are you in need of a website but want a professional touch? Is the do-it-yourself website makers not cutting it anymore? Well, we make websites that are easy to use and, more importantly, easier to find. Visit our website to see what exactly we're talking about at facebook.com/website doneasy/sign-on #4829 query = maintenancemaneuver.biz arrow to the right guarantee /Wednesday JFK Grassy Knoll /Pornhub.com. Once again, that's facebook.com/website done easy /sign-on #4298 or 482 Hold on, that's not right. It's facebook.com/easy 4928 JFK Grassy Knoll. Just call us at 407-222-5555. Extension number 62. You'll talk to Mary, but you don't want Mary. You're actually looking for Jeff. We can't wait to make you look like a professional.
One day you're serving in the military, and then the next day you come home and you're dealing with an injury.
Britton is in recovery from an addiction to prescription opioids.
My opioid misuse and need got so strong. Addiction is hard. You're not going to fix it on your own. You have to reach out for help. The recovery side of it is amazing. You get to a place where you're proud of yourself again.
If you or someone you know is struggling, there is hope. Recovery is possible. Visit cdc.gov/RX awareness.
Order your Hummer EV at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade. Are you offended yet? Obviously, we're only kidding. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
I 100% agree with Concrete Mike, but to counter his point, if they do make all the immigration legal, all the cheap labor goes out the window, and then all those fat cat millionaires might become only fat cat 100,000aires.
Oh, boy.
Not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen. All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio, broadcasting from beautiful Maitland, Florida. Big thanks to Daisy Fiore, who is a stone-cold rock star. Every single time she comes in here, she slays.
I know.
And she's genuinely one of the coolest people. Please go out and support the Audubon Center for the Birds of Prey there in Maitland. A wonderful facility run by some of the most compassionate people in the entire animal industry. They're just could not be better people. And this event is a big deal for them. So, again, if you're able to make it out, a lot of stuff for the kids, a lot of stuff for everybody, a lot of interactive situations. And the cool thing is once you find a place, and you'll probably just kind of make it a thing to go there because it's so damn cool.
It's right by Lake Sibylla,
right,
so it's a beautiful area, lots of big trees, a nice place to take a walk when you leave the center. It's not an overwhelming place to visit.
And not to mention, I mean, again, you make a perfectly good point. Some really good food and drink around that area. So when you're done with that at noon, a great place to go get lunch.
Yep,
So
start your Mother's Day weekend with the Owl Baby Shower.
There you go, 407-916-1041. Text 77031.
Did want you to know, though, I delivered Larry's snacks, so
Okay,
he
very
should
good.
be okay, yeah.
You fed him the owl?
Oh, God. He took 2 pictures and he wanted a cookie. I'm like, oh, Larry, did you poop outside? You want a treat? Damn. You literally squeezed a button twice.
It's not even a button. You touched the screen.
Touch the screen. Oh, he's such a coon. It's so crazy. He did. He wanted a cookie.
He did. Do I get a cookie or a snack or
something? He wanted a
something?
treat. That'd be like being at the parks. I'm like, hey, can I, I'll take this for you. That way you can all be in the picture. And you take the picture. I'm like, okay, I need a Coke for that. My God almighty.
That's our Larry.
It's like a scam in the streets of Mexico.
I'm bringing in grapes for snacks, not to eat, just to throw out.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Not those good Aldi grapes.
Oh, yeah, that's what I
Don't
got.
feed the animals.
Do you have those?
Yeah, $169 a pound. It's
Whoa.
a beautiful thing.
I'm telling you, go try those grapes. They'll change your world.
I got to tell you, though, the crazy thing about those grapes is they're so sweet.
And
it doesn't feel like they're good for you. Like you eat one, you're like, holy Christ, like a quarter cup of sugar in each one of these grapes.
He gave you grapes already?
No, I didn't have them, but I have had them before. His grapes are good. He does a good job.
I got grapes for you, Deb.
Thank you. Hey.
Jackson to grapes. He likes grapes.
He does like grapes. Grapes are fine. You
Apples?
can't eat too many of them, though.
I do an apple a day.
A lot of sugar.
Yeah.
Yep. Richard Simmons used to say,
That's right.
have you ever seen a skinny grape?
That's right. A lot of apples have a lot of sugar. You got to be careful with the fruit thing.
Then oranges. Yeah.
I'm joking. 407-916-1041. New bill signed by Governor DeSantis. One of the many. He's on a tear. This one's kind of interesting, though. And to be honest with you, I actually already thought this was in play. I actually already thought it's the move over bill.
They've expanded it.
They've expanded it. Okay. So I got this because when I read this, it's like, wait a minute, I already thought that we did this in Florida. Are you guys familiar with the move over bill, Ross? You know what we're talking about?
It's something like you can't pass somebody in the right lane.
Well, no, it's so basically,
I don't know, man. Where am I?
And we're the 15th state to do this. So if you see a disabled vehicle on the side of the road, it used to be where it was just like first responders or officers or something like that. You had to slow down to 20 miles an hour and get over to the far left-hand lane when you went by them. In other words, just give them as much room to do their job as possible and make it as safe as possible, right? Because it seems like every other day online we're seeing another video of some state trooper almost getting plowed over by, some lady driving not paying attention or some person driving and not paying attention.
Isn't that the number one cause of fatality for police officers?
Oh, I don't know. That's an interesting number. I didn't know that.
Well, I'll double check it, but
well, state troopers always seem to be wrapped up in that because they're on highways.
Tow truck drivers, your your road rangers, just someone who's stopped. Think of the amount of times you've heard of someone who just stopped to check a flat tire and got clipped by a car. So it really is. You have to go 20 miles below the posted speed limit if you can't move safely over to another lane. But you should just move the hell over. Just give them as much space as possible.
Yeah, it says House Bill 425 is set to strengthen the state's move over law requiring drivers to move over for all broken down vehicles, something AAA, I guess, has been advocating for quite a while now. Passed unanimously in both chambers during the latest legislative session. If signed into law, it will expand the already existing move over law. That way, if you're going down the road and you see, like Deb said, a family that's broken down, changing the tire, the road ranger out there filling up gas, or maybe putting air in a tire or something, you got to give those people as much room as possible now. And I don't know what the fine is if you do not. But I think it's pretty hefty. And I think it's a moving violation, which, of course, you want to avoid at all costs.
I think it's a non-criminal violation with a fine of $158, if I remember correctly.
Wife got a speeding ticket the other day.
Really?
That doesn't shock me.
And the thing is, it doesn't shock me either. What shocks me is she hasn't had one in 10, 15 years because she drives like a complete maniac.
I don't know anybody like that.
Oh, no, I know. Trust me. You too. But she's got a rocket ship she drives.
See, the good Lord won't
laptop she drives goes 1 billion miles an hour.
The good Lord won't let me have anything more than 4-cylinder engine.
Yeah, this thing is a monster. And she got pulled. And the funny thing is, it was in an area. It was almost like a speed trap. She wasn't even going that fast. She was just going over that particular speed limit by too much. She just gets out of everything though. That sucks. I tell her every time I wanted to get busted, I'm like, oh, did you pretty your way out of another ticket today? She just ding. She does the thing with her dimples. Ding. Yes.
So you want your auto insurance?
I do not, Jack, but I need her to learn a lesson. It's worth it sometimes. All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031.
I go ahead. I don't speed at all. I'm like an anti-speeder. I'm afraid of it. My car feels like I'm going to the moon when I hit 65. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything because, I'm I am a safe driver. I'm just kind of, a little speedy.
All right, 407. Yeah, but you know what? You like sharp turns and stuff. You're not like an outright speed person. You like to zip, 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 zip around like a little water bug.
Yeah, my favorite are the curves. Because if you can go around the curves and you can go fast, anybody can go fast when it's straight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's the trick. Can you go fast when it's a curve?
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. I think we have our guest a little bit early. Let's take a little break. Maybe Nick DiPaolo on the other side.
Yeah.
And this guy is, let me tell you, man. I've been a fan of stand-up since I was a really young man. I remember having Carlin and Robin Williams and Richard Pryor albums before I was even in my teens. When I heard Nick DiPaolo for the very first time, I think it was during a roast, and then I started paying attention to his stand-up. And this guy is brilliant, really funny, old schooler, hung out some of the absolute royalty of New York comedy, and we'll get to talk to him and see what he's doing and where he's playing this weekend. We'll do that next.
You text us at 77031 and we say it on the air. Sometimes we might even give you credit. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. We have a hot afternoon ahead, increasing clouds today with forecast highs near 93 degrees, but then showers and thunderstorms developing mainly after 2 p.m. 30% coverage to see pockets of heavy rain, frequent lightning, as well as gusty winds. Overnight tonight, lows will be in the 70s and the heat on yet again for your Thursday with a 40% chance for storms.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Make your summer getaway to a new bed. Shop Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale. Save up to 50% on top brands, with queens starting at just $179.99. Plus, save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets.
Guys, here in Central Florida, it's absolutely vital that you have an AC company that you can lean on and that you trust every single year. And it's coming up on that time. 92 degrees today. Is your AC ready for this brutal Florida summer? Well, if it's not, Mills Air is who you need to call. I trust these guys. You can as well. 30-plus years of experience in Central Florida keeping you nice and cool. And that preventive maintenance plan from these guys is absolutely necessary this time of year. They go through your system, make sure it's ready to go, get you on a path to staying nice and cool all summer long. Not to mention, they're Carrier factory authorized dealers. That could get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. You could always turn to the experts at Carrier and certainly turn to Mills Air. They're family owned and operated and ready to help you today. 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
It happens in a matter of seconds, but the aftermath can last a lifetime. Car crash, slip and fall. There's only one Mo you should call. The Mo you know. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Your spark is all you need. And let's be real, you don't have time for smoke and mirrors anyway. So ditch all the pretentiousness and the lighter it rode in on with Blue. Blue e-cigs are available in a variety of satisfying flavors and nicotine strengths. Even better, it's odorless. When you're living unlit, you're comfortable being your true you. And no one will mistake ashtray for your signature scent. Blue. Get unlit. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. Blue is a trademark of Font Holdings 4BV. Copyright 2022. Fontum US LLC.
It's Jeep 4x4 season. Make your next adventure epic and hurry in now for great deals. Now well-qualified returning FCA lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x2 for $369 a month for 24 months with $2,999 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. No security deposit required. Call 1-888-925-JEEP for details. Requires dealer contribution at least through Ally Financial. Current lease must end by 6/3/24. Extra charge for miles over 20,000. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 5/31/23. Jeep is a registered trademark.
Sunday, May 21st at the Amway Center. It's the largest reggaeton show in Orlando with the biggest artists, Zion y Lennox, Joel y Randy, De La Ghetto, and many more. Rumba Bash 2023. Sunday, May 21st at the Amway Center. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
When money is tight, a little breathing room goes a long way.
It sure does. An Amscott installment cash advance from $100 to $1,000 could mean more money and more time to pay it back, all with no credit check. Amscott, some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
Hello, Floridians. Today's a good day to do great things. Yes! Like scheduling the dentist appointment you've been putting off for 2 years.
Oh, man.
Like finally fixing that creaky door that drives you crazy. Like getting that massage you definitely deserve.
Oh, yeah.
Or taking time to make sure that your air conditioner is ready to beat the heat all summer long. Do something great today, right now, by booking your $159 AC rejuvenation at cooltoday.com.
Call today, cool today, cooltoday.com.
Turnpike Troubadours are coming to the Orlando Amphitheater Saturday, November 4th.
On a long, hot summer day.
With Blackberry Smoke. Plus Jason Boland and the Stragglers. Turnpike Troubadours tickets are available at 10 Friday through Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss Turnpike Troubadours, Saturday, November 4th at the Orlando Amphitheater. Presented by Mammoth.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order, so every bite is hot and juicy every time. Because we love making you a burger that tastes exactly how it should.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love. Welcome to Delicious. To everyone who craves a handcrafted treat, Let our team member Sephora tell you about a Culver's favorite.
We make our thick and creamy fresh frozen custard in small batches all throughout the day. And we mean all day, every day. From our supremely rich shakes and concrete mixers to our freshly scooped dishes and cones, we handcraft every bite to pure perfection. Making you a sweet treat with care is the best part of my day.
Come to Culver's and get a taste of our fresh frozen custard.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
If you have certain chronic conditions such as heart disease,
asthma,
diabetes, and you're 19 years of age or older,
52, 36,
42, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I'm going to ask my doctor about getting vaccinated.
With Prevnar 20.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. You can always text us at 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is here.
Hey.
Ross is as well.
It's true.
You guys give it up to a legit legend. A legit legend. This guy is such a player. It's so crazy. He has been banging it for so long, killing it for so long. Nothing but integrity, nothing but great. You guys give it up for the wonderful Nick DiPaolo.
Yay!
My man, what is up?
I like Culver's. I make my own custard. I just made a batch. Anyways.
It's so good to see you, buddy. I've been such a fan for so long. I remember back in the day when comedy was just exploding, even through the comedy hours at Caroline's and stuff, and seeing that new like breed of comic come up, and then like guys like you and Quinn and Louis C.K. and Dave Attell, that crew that you ran with, were complete monsters, Nick. How are things, and like, kind of how are you where you are now? Like, just give us an idea of your path.
I just went from the bathroom into the den here. By myself, very lonely. I have some fake books behind me to make me look like that. Well read. Things are going good thanks to the internet. I started doing this podcast in my basement, 12 years ago when I was living in New York in Westchester County. And there wasn't even a video component to it. It was just, your classic podcast, audio and whatever. And I just kept sticking with it. And all of a sudden, doors started opening up. And I just signed a deal with Steven Crowder's company for 3 years. And he's got, 6 million subs. So, and I'm writing behind the scenes for Gutfeld's show. So things are, thank God for the internet.
Yeah. Well,
other than just porn.
Well, here's the thing. You still do stand-up. You could still easily tour and make a living. Your name, you've created a legacy where you could tour on material you did 20 years ago, probably still.
Yeah, it's funny. I forgot to mention stand-up. It is my bread and butter. But here's the beauty of it. I don't like, as you get older as a comic, it's so funny. When you're young, you put out an hour every year or every 2 years, and then you put out another hour, and your mind is still sharp enough to go back a couple albums, to some of your proven material. I can't do that anymore.
Really?
I have the attention span of a gnat, so I can't remember my old stuff. I can't remember stuff I read a month ago, so I have to work off the top of my head. And I'm actually much better at that. So my memory has forced me to.
That's funny.
Actually create.
And you're in a different space now than you were like 20 years ago. You're kind of looking at the world a little differently. So I think maybe the angles on stage would be more refreshing for what you're doing now than maybe even 10 or 15 years ago. Would you agree?
Well, I've always had the black soul of a 78-year-old man. So, but yes, actually, I've been waiting for this time for a long time. I remember coming off literally my 4th open mic, and some guy came up to me, a comic who I didn't know. He was a little already established in Boston, and he said, "You're really anti-PC. This is in the late 80s." And he said, "I think that's where it's headed." And I remember saying to him, "Oh, no, it's going to get a lot worse." And unfortunately, I was right. And, every time I did a gig, I'd scare half the audiences out of the room. And my agent would get a call. But now people are sick of that woke crap. And God bless Dylan Mulvaney and those nice boobs. So people are kind of, my last special was called Breath of Fresh Air, and people liked it. And here I am in my late 70s with osteoporosis. I'm finally making it. Right.
Oh my God, you're like 52. Chill out. My God, your hair looks great, by the way. I think you're. Right. I have to tell you, when I saw a picture of you, I hadn't seen you in a minute, and I saw a picture of you, and I saw that splash of white. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's not the DiPaolo I remember. I remember a tight, nice black-haired DiPaolo in the day.
Yeah, so do I. That's what's creepy. Every time you look in the mirror, I expect to see that.
Well, just give you an idea.
Like, what the hell?
Nick,
my chin. And my pubes look like Bill Russell's chin.
The Hilton Daytona Oceanfront Resort is going to have this gentleman doing stand-up May 12th. That's this Saturday night, 8:30. Get your tickets at bonkerscomedyproductions.com. That's bonkers with a Z. There are some tickets left, and you can get them. I wanted to ask you a few questions, man, because again, being familiar with your career for a long time, we've had a lot of comics come through the show. I've been on this on the station here for 30 years. We've interviewed everybody you can imagine.
Wow.
And the one thing that I find interesting is every comic that would come through, they would really talk about the road being the most difficult part of the job. Everybody would automatically think coming up with material, dealing with hostile crowds. But across the board, everyone said, you're on the road, it's brutal. How do you maintain a relationship since 1994, a successful marriage, and being on the road and being as busy as you've been for the last 30 years, buddy? How do you do that?
Well, first it was meth, then it was coke, now it's fentanyl. That's actually, we've had some tough times thanks to my, let's just put it this way. It sounds corny, but you do need you do need especially us guys. We're like, I really think we're like grown-up children. You need somebody to keep you on the track. Look, when I was in my 20s and 30s, I loved the road. Wasn't attached to anybody. It was great. I was getting chlamydia twice a month. It was good times. And and then when you hit your late 30s, you wake up next to a girl you picked up at the bowling museum in Milwaukee that afternoon. And you're like, what in God's name? And then it starts to get tired. And late 30s, it started to go, I don't like this. I don't like airports. It's a cliche to say, but it really is true. The comedy clubs and venues pay us to stand in line at airport. They don't pay us for the fun part. They pay us to do all the other, hanging out at the La Quinta Inn, in Sacramento.
What's wrong with the La Quinta, man? You keep coming down hard on the La Quintas.
No, it's a great place if you want to be anally raped. Anyways, I'm kidding, folks.
Ross, question for Nick DiPaolo?
Yeah, so I'm a comedian. I've been doing it now for like 12 years, and I also now do radio. Small world. You are a comedian who also got into the world of radio. I was wondering, in your words, did they help each other? I know it's helped me out, a lot of radio segments that I do that I think is funny and it works. That kind of grows into stand-up and vice versa. Did you also have that happening?
It's funny. I compartmentalize the two. I never cross over. I don't know why. More so now, though. Guys like Colin Quinn, that guy could be writing a one-man show, using some of that in his stand-up, putting it in a movie script. I don't have that kind of brains. I have to compartmentalize, and but you should. I mean, if you come up with something funny, with my radio shows were topical based on the headlines, and I find that stuff it doesn't have a long shelf life. I've come up with great stuff, but it's political or it's topical. So a week later, it's old, and you don't want to put it in. It works for a week on the road, and then you want to put it away. But yeah, I mean, you should always, if you can do that, do it. Absolutely. I just never could.
Hey, Nick, speaking of comedy, and that you've been in the game for so long, what has been the biggest change that you've seen? Because now, like you referenced earlier, material that you could use for a while kind of has is it a shorter shelf life for material than what it was when you first started out? Is it subject matter material? What's been the biggest change for you?
Well, the biggest for me, it's been the cultural changes. I did a show called Tough Crowd with Colin Quinn, and it's sort of where I made a name for myself. But there was both. It was bittersweet because they went, "Oh, he goes against the grain," but then that was not even half as PC at this point where the society was, and they were already saying, "Oh, he's a bigot. He's a whatever." And I just had to keep my head down and keep plowing forward. And the audiences. Finally, look, I've been doing this 36 years. And for the first, I'd say 20, 21, maybe 22, half the room would sort of know me. The other half wouldn't. But for the last 15 years or so, everybody comes to, when everybody buys a ticket to see you specifically, all 14 of them, it's a good feeling.
Hey, somebody texted us a comment a little bit earlier and said they saw you on a cruise ship back in the day. Did you ever work a cruise ship, Bunny? He swore it was you.
Yeah, well, tell that jerk off to die. I never.
Hey, jerk off, die. There you go.
Yeah,
it's that simple.
I would never. You kidding me? I would. Please.
Sorry, it was just a little joke. I didn't promise. Hilton Daytona.
I gotta go. I'm upset.
Hilton Daytona Oceanfront Resort, May 12th at 8:30 at night. BonkersComedyProductions.com. That's Bonkers with a Z to see my man Nick DiPaolo. Yeah.
So of course, I'm looking at all of your TV credits, and there's one of them that really jumps out to me because I thought it's one of the most interesting and fascinating pieces of video anything. Horace and Pete. You were on 3 episodes of Horace and Pete, and that was Louis C.K.'s passion project. How was it? What was that like being on that set, knowing that this is a very special, unique thing with somebody, who has a lot of power, spending a lot of their own money to make their one dream happen? Did you care more? Was it a little bit different, or was it just another really fun gig to work on?
Boy, you scared me for a minute. I thought you were going to talk about a snuff film I didn't call it.
That's a good one too, though.
The Horace and Pete was. It just showed. Look, I was roommates with Louis. That'll answer part of your question. Back in New York in 1990, and by the way, I saw his penis 10 times. I'd say 4 times consensually. But Horace and Pete was the cool, and the way it came about, Louis goes to me, he calls me and he goes, "Come to my house, my apartment in New York tomorrow for lunch." I was living in the suburbs. And I said, okay. So I go to his apartment in the Greenwich Village in the city. I ring the doorbell, and who answers the door? Alan Alda.
Oh my God.
I'm like, do I have the right? Is this?
What are you doing here?
He's like, yeah, come on in. It's like, what the? So I go, nice to meet you. I'm going, what the hell is going? I go down the hallway. I know Louis' apartment. I take her right into the dining room. Sitting at the dining room is Jessica Lange.
Oh my God.
Steve Buscemi.
It's like a who's who.
Yeah, Philip Seymour, Philip, whatever his name.
Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
It was. I'm like, what is going on here? And I sit down at the table, and I'm reading with Alan Alda, Edie Falco.
Wow.
And I said, Louis, how about a little heads up, you jerk off? It could have worked out too. And also the guy who was a Ferris Bueller. What was that guy's name?
Matthew Broderick.
Matthew Broderick.
No big deal. No big deal. There's got to be 7 Oscar nominees at that table when you sit down, right? No big deal.
Yes. And then later on in the day, this might even been the following weekend, Louis had us over again. And everybody started drinking, and I sit down with Matthew, Ferris Bueller, whatever his name is, and we start getting into politics. And of course, he's a flaming liberal. And the next thing, I think I said Jew, and Louis goes, "You got to get out of here."
He threw you out of his party? That's great.
Yes.
Of all people to throw you out of a party for being PC.
Literally, he goes, you gotta go.
That's so funny.
Me and Matthew Broderick are yelling at each other, not angrily, you know what I mean? Because I would have broke his windpipe if I was. But I started with, oh, okay, whatever, you PC. You know, I call him a flaming lib. And Louis, it was so funny.
Yeah,
and I didn't put up a struggle. Louis literally, like,
walked you. Like perp walked you to the door.
I go, this is how it is, huh? And he goes, well, for today.
Yeah. Did he tell you right there, like, I'm still going to give it to you? Like, you still booked it. You're still on that show.
Oh, yeah. No, I was already in at that point.
Oh.
He actually had me read after a set at the Comedy Cellar one night. And this is way before what I just told you, that story. He had me come over and had me read. He goes, I'm writing this thing right now. And he had me read some stuff. And he had used me on his show on FX. And the thing about Horace and Pete, what was so great, he came up to me afterwards. I didn't have a huge part, but it really is one of the best things he's ever done.
Yeah, I agree.
He said to me, I want you to know that I didn't use you for this because, you know, you and I are friends. He said, you've delivered for me every time I've hired you as an actor. And he feels that way about Robert Kelly too. And he said, I'm going to use you guys in everything. He goes, because stand-up comedians are low maintenance when it comes to acting. We show up on the set, you know, we're not divas. We don't argue about the script because we don't have that standing in show business.
Right.
We're like plumbers. We're the plumbers of show business. And so, you know, but that was so. I mean, I had a scene with Edie Falco. She's bartending behind the bar, and I'm watching Louis direct Alan Alda.
That's crazy.
And Steve Buscemi, and they're hanging on his every word.
That's so crazy.
I'm like, he's so brilliant, this kid.
That's great.
Kid, I call him a kid because he's when I met him, I was 20. He was 19. He'd already been doing comedy for 2 years. And
Unreal.
I was 25. It was my first year.
Unreal.
And I'm going, what is this kid's IQ? My God.
He's brilliant. Hilton Daytona Oceanfront Resort, May 12th. That's this Saturday night at 8:30. Nick DiPaolo will be there for a big set. Go get your tickets. BonkersComedyProductions.com. That's Bonkers with a Z. I know we got to go. We only have about a minute and a half, but I have to ask you this. I know your father was a Marine. God rest his soul, by the way. And I know you've done a few USO tours. Did you do those for your dad? Did you do that for his memory, or did you do it because you wanted to? And tell me about that experience quickly.
I did that because Artie Lang needed heroin, and Afghanistan's where all the poppy is. So that's the joke we said when we came off the plane. I said, Artie was such a junkie. There was guys waving from the poppy fields. From the Taliban. Artie, how are you? I did that for not just for my dad, but I love the people that protect this country, give me the right to shoot my mouth off, which I have for 36 years. I'll never take that for granted. It's the least I could do. And it's a one-in-a-lifetime thing.
Yeah, the other thing that we talk about when we talk for comics for years, when they had an opportunity to do the USO, even through everything that you guys have to go through to get over to those spots, and we've talked to a number of them that had genuine harrowing moments getting over to these spots to do these gigs. You could feel that they would have done it again in 5 seconds. It was not even a conversation. They would easily do it again.
They absolutely. And again, for the men and women, although where the military's headed, I'd have to think about it. I'd be honest. I don't really have a skirt and a wig to put on, but if you know what I'm saying, Admiral Levine, you jerk off. Anyways, I'd do it again. We actually get rushed into a bunker, a bomb shelter in between gigs. So it was quite the experience, and God bless those men and women that stand up for us.
I remember one comic just telling he was just about to get out of the Hummer to go to where he had to go, and they got a radio dispatch right before that happened, and they just started piling flak jackets onto the comics and telling them to run to a certain area, and these guys were like literally soiling themselves as they were doing it, and they're like, "This to tell jokes for like 20 minutes? Are you kidding?"
I know.
Well, Nick, look, have a great show, buddy. Again, if you want to see the great Nick DiPaolo, Hilton Daytona Oceanfront Resort this Saturday night. That's May 12th at 8:30. One show only. BonkersComedyProductions.com. That's Bonkers with a Z. Get your tickets now. Nick, I can't thank you enough for your time, buddy. I know you're a busy guy. Hope you have a great show, and hopefully we'll get to see you again sometime soon.
Jim, thanks so much. And seriously, you're a true pro, and thank you guys, everybody.
We appreciate it. Thanks again. Nick DiPaolo.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
baby. 407-916-1041. Back in a second with more of The Jim Colbert Show.
Celebrating 3 decades of hopping on trends with some questionable publicity shots to prove it. Those were some sweet frosted tips. Dude. Real Radio 104.1. Thanks for riding with us for 30 years.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Watch out for delays due to an abandoned vehicle on State Road 429 heading southbound at Forest Lake Toll Plaza. There's slowdowns on I-4 westbound between Parr Street and Robinson Street, and slowdowns on I-4 westbound between Sand Lake Road and State Road 535. If Florida's Turnpike is a part of your travels this afternoon, you can expect your regular pockets of congestion. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Ah, what a day to be a Florida tomato. You say tomato, I say, what the?
Florida tomatoes. They're ripe for the picking. So look for Fresh from Florida tomatoes where you shop.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Tools Ace Hardware has all the best brands in grilling and outdoor cooking, from Traeger, Big Green Egg. They have all those sizes as well. Weber, including that incredible Weber Genesis propane grill. Napoleon, Uni, they're all there. Come check out the brand new Traeger Flat Rock Griddle, now in stock at most Tools Ace Hardware locations. This thing is a beast. Flat Rock Griddle fueled with propane. Open up an entire new world of griddling, frying, steaming, and sauteing, delivering that innovation and premium quality Traeger is certainly known for. Not to mention previous Traeger model Timberline pellet grills, now $700 off while supplies last. And it's easy. Just visit one of their 12 Central Florida locations, or you can shop online at acehardware.com. That way you get free assembly and local delivery on any grill, $3.99 and up. It's Tools Ace, the backyard place.
Divorce? Call Trenley and Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
In this week's Marketers Report, Chris Brandt, Chief Marketing Officer at Chipotle Mexican Grill, weighs in on the power of audio.
We've used audio to reinforce what we're showing on TV, what we're showing in other digital channels. When your priority is driving reach, boy, everybody seems to listen to the radio.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, conversations, trusted influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Claremont Brewing Company in downtown Claremont is your place for craft beer, cocktails, artisanal food, and live music. The most fun you can have drinking beer. Claremont Brewing, official sponsor of Beer of the Week on the Monsters in the Morning. Claremont Brewing Company, downtown Claremont.
At Navy Federal Credit Union, our members are at the very heart of our mission. That's why this Military Appreciation Month, instead of hearing about free active duty checking accounts, great rates, and exclusive member deals, we thought you might want to hear a special thank you message from your friends and family.
Hi! Special shout outs to my dad, grandfather, brother, and uncles for serving their country. You are my heroes. Happy Military Appreciation Month.
Hey, I want to give a big shout out to Army Captain Cody DeWald. I want to thank you for all that you do for our family, son, and happy Military Appreciation Month.
Hi, wishing my husband, retired U.S. Navy Lieutenant Commander David Day, a happy Military Appreciation Month. Thank you for being our hero.
And from all of us here, happy Military Appreciation Month. Commitment connects us. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
Hi, I'm Susan, and I'm a school teacher, and my husband is a firefighter. One day, we got the worst call of our lives. Our son was in a serious accident. We heard Glenn Klausman on Real Radio and called him to help. Mr. Klausman genuinely cared about our son and fought multiple insurance companies to get us a great result. We could reach him 24/7 on his cell phone. Mr. Klausman was our guardian angel.
I'm Glenn Klausman. Contact me at klausmanlaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN law.com. Office, Winter Park.
These days, there are plenty of things to worry about, but keeping pests out of your home shouldn't be one of them. That's why you need Massey Services. Massey eliminates pests before they get inside. They start by carefully inspecting the inside and outside of your home and then focus customized treatments on the outside. Best of all, your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. That's the Massey difference. Expect more and get it.
Stop by your neighborhood Petco to save on all your pet's health and wellness needs. Petco has your pet's favorite food brands like Blue Buffalo, IAMS, Wholehearted, Royal Canin, and Purina Pro Plan. And when your pet needs to see a vet, Petco Vet Services can take care of your pet's needs, such as vaccinations and flea, tick, and heartworm prevention and more. Don't forget your pet always wants to look their best, so make a grooming appointment while you're there. You'll get every 8th groom free when you unlock the grooming perk in our app. Visit your nearest Petco or go to petco.com to start saving on all your pet's needs.
Now, it's your time to make more money and be your own boss. Come to the Franchise Show on May 20th and 21st at the Hyatt Regency Orlando to meet with the best money-making franchises. Learn how you can open a successful business. This life-changing event is your only chance to see all the hottest money-making opportunities in one place. Find the perfect business for you at the Franchise Show, presented by the Entrepreneur's Source, May 20th and 21st, the Hyatt Regency Orlando. Get tickets at FloridaFranchiseShow.com.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch.
Yeah. We like it when you watch.
At The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Hey guys, it's a shame that a law has to be made for that. It should be common sense. If there's somebody on the side of the road, just get over, give them some space. But I've been over-the-road truck driver. That's just common sense. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Y'all have a great day.
You too, buddy. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Big thanks to Nick DiPaolo for dropping by. We appreciate that very much. Again, you can check him out, the Daytona Hilton Oceanfront Resort. He'll be there Saturday night at 8:30. Tickets at bonkerscomedyproductions.com. That's bonkers with a Z. You all right? Big Nelly fan, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Dying.
Jack is here.
Does she need the Heine lick?
No. She's working that Tootsie Pop, though.
I do not need my Heine licked, but thank you for asking.
Ross is here as well.
What is happening?
I don't know. Jack tried to joke, and she kept on going.
And then you brought up this lolly. Oh, she's legit.
Has the lollipop, dude.
All right, my bad. Read into that.
All right, 407-916-1041. I wanted to ask. I mean, this is just a personal thing here. Did you guys see? Have you guys read any of the transcripts or any of the information coming out of that Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell Vallow case with those two kids, the cult mom?
We got a cult mom on our hands?
Yeah, the doomsday killers, the parents who are...
This case, you're going to hear about it because they're going to make you're going to see a TV movie of it probably before the end of the year. There's zero question it will happen. As a matter of fact, it may happen by the end of the summer. It's a case that's going on now. Two people, Chad Daybell and then Lori Vallow. This guy's wife was killed. Her husband was killed.
Her brother
was killed.
Her two kids
were killed. And it was all, they're part of this cult that they have just themselves, where they believe the kids were being taken over by demons and they were going to turn into zombies, and they had to take care of them before that happened. And it was all part of this religious thing that was going on.
You guys would remember this story because for several months, these people just traveled the country, and family was like, "Where are the kids?
Yeah.
Where you have a
they were in Hawaii,
17-year-old daughter and a 6-year-old son, and you won't tell us where are the kids."
Yeah.
And then they finally found their bodies, and then this is the trial to address that.
So why I brought this up is because if you get a chance, just read some of it. It is, and you know, I was telling Deb this earlier. You guys know how Deb and I really love these murder mysteries or murder stories and stuff, just because it's just really, for me, it just reaffirms how you really don't know anybody, even people that you think you know or you think you have a grip on, that you really don't know the true intentions of anyone. So these mysteries and these stories are just a reaffirmation of that to me, and I've become fascinated with them for some reason. And this one has hit a specific chord. If you get a chance, I'm not going to say any of it on the air because it's so unbelievable that it's not even worth repeating, really, because two people or a number of people lost their lives. 2 children, for sure, were literally murdered by their own parents.
And thanks to the smartest audience anywhere on the planet, a couple folks texted us at 77031, already a Netflix documentary called Sins of Our Mother.
Is already up?
Already up on Netflix.
So, I mean, and I think that's taking bits and pieces of what led up to this, but you're going to see the full-blown play out with actors probably by the end of this year. It can't not be made. It's too genuinely unbelievable. If I wrote it as a story and gave it to you, you would ask me how I thought of that, and it's real.
Is the race to be first, though, something that should not be rewarded whether it was the Alex Murdaugh documentary?
Right. That thing was going on while the trial was going on.
That's my point.
Oh my God.
Is it like, it's like, well, take a beat, then,
like
let's get the facts, and then let's release.
That's why it's never, to me, I don't see the value in being first because there's so much room for mistake.
Well, and you might not get the best part of the story.
Well, and just... rooms for mistake. You don't vet your facts. You don't. You can have a richer experience if you just sit and let it stew a little bit, get a little bit of age on it.
Who knows what's going to come out in court? Like this stuff now, when you hear it, you're just like, oh, you wonder how that woman can sit and listen to those texts and emails being read and not just want to die, just want to melt into your shoes and slink away, but she just sits there.
She actually doesn't look like she has any remorse.
None.
And I had asked Jimmy, I said, it's really interesting because he had talked about the secret, these text messages between Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell.
Having like their own language.
And you can't help but wonder, oh, yeah, well, this has got to totally be an insanity defense. But then, part of the insanity defense for it to really work is the fact that you did not know that what you were doing was wrong. Think of Andrea Yates, right? The Texas mother who was
drowned her kids.
Yeah, she was suffering from postpartum psychosis, drowned her 6 children, and immediately called 911 to report it and waited for the police to arrive. She never denied what she did. She never tried to make excuses. That is why she was able to successfully argue an insanity defense, whereas in the Daybell-Vallow case, they spent months, if not over a year, leading authorities on a chase and just leaving questions in their wake. So even though it sounds unbelievably crazy that they've actually thought this, the insanity defense is not going to work in this trial.
It is just insane.
You said they cleared her competency, right?
Yeah, I think they did. Yeah, for sure they did because she's on trial for it. And people are saying there are a number of pieces already out about it. I haven't seen any of that. I've just been reading about the actual case and the court documents. And my God, man, I mean, that's the stuff that really tells the story. That way, you don't get into the weeds of how the director or how the actor portrays it. You're watching the story right from the transcripts of the people that wrote this stuff,
right,
and the people involved with the case. Just bananas.
Oh.
All right, 407-916-1041. Well, something ended today or yesterday that, what the funny thing is it may have been a generation of people's first introduction into actual news. Did you guys hear the story today?
No.
After 36 years,
is it BuzzFeed?
MTV News is calling it quit. Now,
what's Kurt Loder going to do?
I don't know. Now, the funny thing is you would think to yourself when you read a story like this, like, oh my God, it's MTV News. Who cares? It's MTV News.
Mm-hmm.
Well, MTV News didn't break a lot of stories like maybe TMZ that, you would think, well, they would be the last person or entity you would expect to get, hard-hitting actual news from. But we know for a fact that TMZ has broken a number of legitimate stories and have been the first to do so. I think the only one that MTV gets to take credit for, they were the first people to tell America about what? What was the one major
Kurt Cobain?
Kurt Cobain's suicide.
Yeah, that was the one.
That was the one.
Didn't they also change Nirvana's musical landscape by having that his breakout Unplugged performance? Wasn't that like a game changer?
It may have been. I'm not sure if that was connected to MTV News, though.
But when you're talking about reaching that younger audience, now it's done through social media. But at the time, that's when, well, at least in the 90s, the Clinton campaign, in
1994, he went on that show.
Yeah.
Made sure he played a saxophone, too, because, there were no other outlets that were that were specifically just for entertainment, music.
And they did the Q&A, and I remember them taking heat because someone in the audience had asked boxers or briefs.
Yeah.
You know, but it was MTV News. It was a way, you know, that was a source of information for a generation that did not have social media because we did not have the internet.
Or would not pay attention to
the evening news,
serious cultural issues that we were having. But if Kurt Loder or Tabitha Soren or Allison Stewart did any of those things, they would pay attention to it because they were already watching MTV, and you may learn about a breaking news story or something that you wouldn't know about. And when I heard that today, I was like, oh, I'll be damned. I remember the very first time that Kurt Loder came on. Do you remember what the sign off was? Or what his little catchphrase was for MTV News? You remember?
No.
Couldn't tell you.
He didn't have that sign off like what was the one that what are some of the famous news sign offs? Like from the talent.
Could not tell
What
you.
was the one that Cronkite used to say?
I love you.
No,
Good night.
and that's the news. Wasn't that one? And that's the news.
Yeah.
And then
that sounds like Cronkite.
Cronkite. Everybody gets that wrong.
Thank you.
Thank you. No, I think his was, oh my God, what was it? Because they made a big deal in the story about him having this like little odd sign-off thing.
Well, real quick, Walter Cronkite's was, and that's the way it is.
And that's the way it is. Right.
Okay, so now we're looking for Kurt Loder.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember what it was.
His sign-off.
His little sign-off thing was, and you'll remember the instant. Did you ever see, were you even part of the MTV generation? You're right on the cusp of that, right?
I was, but I was like not into news as a kid. Even MTV News. I was a TRL guy. One of my biggest highlights as a kid is when Limp Bizkit beat a boy band to #1 on, like NSYNC's Last Day for Bye Bye. I don't remember. But I was a big TRL guy. But was, MTV News, no.
That was Total Something Live?
Total Request Live.
There you go, yeah. He said he's talking about Loder, he never wishes his audience a good night or a pleasant tomorrow, wrote the New York Times in regards to Loder. He's always dressed in black, and he had that very it wasn't a morose delivery of the news, but it was a very
emo,
solemn,
very goth.
Yeah.
Before goth was goth.
And he was there at Woodstock in the 90s, and he was the one that was like, yep, we're out of here. We got to get out of here. Things are nuts. This is getting crazy.
Here it was. I think it was him that said this. MTV News. You heard it here first.
There we go.
You hear it here first, I think was the sign-off.
Do you remember Jesse, though? That's when people bring up MTV. I remember how insane this was. Jesse Camp. He was a VJ. A video DJ, a video jockey.
We know about VJs, Ross.
I know the OG VJs.
The top 5.
Yeah. But they held this competition, and they just had this, like, burnt-out, pill-popping punk just being a wreck on MTV.
I do remember this guy. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, like, that's why we're here.
yeah. Everybody looks like you. Yeah, looks exactly like you. You could be Jesse Camp.
I have some Jesse Camp vibes. And that's like,
I remember that.
Got to feather that, or got to feather the rooster.
Got to feather that rooster. Nar sauce. Jesse, the camera's over here.
It was bad, dude.
It was bad.
All right, 407. His hair looked like he just got in a car wreck.
Oh, with like Elmer's glue.
Oh, yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Scott Maxwell up next.
Winning Wednesdays happen every Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041 with a new prize available every Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
If I-4 is a part of your travels this afternoon, you can expect delays heading eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. Authorities are clearing up an accident on State Road 436 heading northbound after I-4. There's congestion on State Road 429 heading southbound between Sinclair Road and I-4. And you can expect your regular delays on I-4 westbound between Parr Street and Robinson Street. See traffic troubles, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Daytona Beach.
Ocean breeze, tropical beach. An air freshener can make your car smell like paradise. A drive to Daytona Beach will actually get you there. Beach on. Plan your trip today at DaytonaBeach.com.
Jim Colbert Show question of the day today is brought to you by WeAreNotTheBanks.com. They're not the banks. They're better than the banks. Sole focus, mortgages. Getting you to mortgage for your next home, or maybe it's refinancing the home where you currently live. Take advantage maybe of some of the equity you've built up over the years. I did my refi through WeAreNotTheBanks.com about 8 years ago, I believe is the case. I know it's coming up. I'm more than halfway through it, but it was a great process. It's Brad Siebert and the team. Brad let me know everything I needed every step of the way. Fast, easy, and I got a great rate. Brad Siebert is the man behind WeAreNotTheBanks.com, and he wants to help get you the mortgage for your dream home. They handle all types of loans, VA, conventional, jumbo loans, no-income documentation loans for all your mortgage needs. The guy who can help is Brad, and you find him at WeAreNotTheBanks.com. Get there. Get started today. NMLS ID number 66247, Equal Housing Opportunity.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Look, some choices in life are complicated. Others, thankfully, are much simpler. Like choosing Truist One Checking. There are no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and when your life evolves and account balances grow, we'll upgrade your perks automatically. Truist One Checking. One simple choice. Truist Bank. Member FDIC.
Golf is in the air. It's time for Fins on the Fairway. Nova Southeastern University is hosting their 3rd annual Fins on the Fairway golf tournament, Monday, May 22nd at Isleworth Golf and Country Club. This event is to raise funds for local campus scholarships. Nova Southeastern University is a learning, research environment fostering integrity, academic excellence, leadership, and community service. Go to tinyurl.com/FinsOnTheFairway 2023 and register today.
The way healthcare works today can be frustrating. So many different doctors to keep track of, different tests, different medications. It's a lot. Welcome to Village Medical, a whole new kind of primary care covered by most Medicare plans. Here, your own doctor coordinates all of your care for you, even talking to your specialists and your pharmacist to manage prescriptions. There's a lot more about Village Medical that we think you'll love. When's the last time you said that about healthcare? Go to villagemedical.com and become a patient today.
Hello, Floridians. Today is a good day to do great things. Yes! Like scheduling the dentist appointment you've been putting off for 2 years.
Oh, man.
Like finally fixing that creaky door that drives you crazy. Like getting that massage you definitely deserve.
Oh, yeah.
Or taking time to make sure that your air conditioner is ready to beat the heat all summer long. Do something great today, right now, by booking your $159 AC rejuvenation at CoolToday.com.
Call today, cool today. CoolToday.com.
At International Diamond Center, we're all about family, and no one plays a more important role in the life of any family than Mom. She's the rock, the hero, the one that holds it all together. So we invite you to help us celebrate the mothers in our lives with the perfect Mother's Day gift and a little something extra. We've put together a special collection of jewelry just for Mom. We've set aside these carefully selected items so there's no guesswork. You can stop in, shop with ease, and get Mom a timeless gift she's sure to love. And to make it really special, with any purchase of $249 or more, we'll give you a $50 spa gift card so she can use it to treat herself to a day of pampering and relaxation. So come join us at IDC. Help us say a big thank you to the mothers in our lives with a gorgeous bracelet, maybe a pair of diamond earrings, a colored gemstone ring, or a piece from our Perfect Love collection. Buy the jewelry and we'll throw in the $50 spa treat at no charge. Happy Mother's Day from International Diamond Center. Get showroom directions, store hours, and more now at shopidc.com.
Ah, what a day to be a Florida tomato. Sunny, warm, ooh, and expected afternoon showers. I am feeling so fine. You say tomato, I say, what the?
Florida tomatoes. They're ripe for the picking. So look for fresh from Florida tomatoes where you shop and support our state. See more seasonal produce at followfreshfromflorida.com.
The podcast Death Island explores the mysterious deaths of at least 19 tourists at an exotic vacation destination in Thailand. Some blame local mafia activity. Others say it's a family of serial killers. But one thing is certain. In this beautiful place, no coast is clear.
a dark cloud has come over the island and cast its shadow. Death, mystery, and danger.
Listen to Death Island on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hear new music first on your free iHeartRadio app.
This is Lars.
James from Metallica here.
And this is iHeartRadio.
What's up? This is Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park.
We're the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yeah.
The free iHeartRadio app is where the biggest stars in the world connect with you. Download it today.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show. Already in progress.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. You can always text us, 77031, the wonderful Pretenders.
Trying to find me.
I'm Jim. Deb is here. Yeah. Jack is here.
Peace.
And Ross is as well.
Let's get it.
You want your money's worth when it comes to the in-studio cam. Deb refuses to eat that lollipop on cam, but I will tell you if she does.
I just don't understand why she tickles the stick.
Yeah, I don't either. Every Wednesday, every Thursday, every Sunday, you can read his words in the Orlando Sentinel. That's where he works. But on Wednesdays at 5:20, you hear him right here on the Jim Colbert Show. Give it up good and loud for the Orlando Sentinel's very own Scott Maxwell.
And he's blushing.
Deb, you remind me a little bit of myself in that my buddies have told me they're uncomfortable eating chicken wings with me.
Oh, wow.
Because I don't leave any meat on the bone.
He doesn't do this. He doesn't do the one bite. Like, let's say he's eating a drumette.
Okay.
Yes, that's right.
Right. He's
There's
eating
nothing left when I'm done. And
the drumette is not eaten like an ear of corn, like you would normally eat it, like a human would eat it.
2 fingers, right?
It's not like that. What Scott does is he jams the entire thing into his mouth by holding one end of it, grips his teeth down, and pulls it out like an animal.
That's one way to make your eye makeup run down.
Yeah, it's an NC-17 experience when I get together with a plate of chicken wings.
And then he throws the bone on the ground and it shatters like it's been dipped in dry ice because he sucked all the marrow out of it.
Yeah, I like chicken wings.
Yeah, I do too. Hey, it's so funny.
That is not a sin.
My daughter's boyfriend, his father is I think he eats wings 2 or 3 times a week. He goes to one spot, which is legendary here in Central Florida. I don't know where you go to get yours.
Uh-huh.
He's a Papa B's guy. Where do you go?
Several. You know who's got some decent wings? Gators is pretty consistent.
Gators is not bad. Gators not bad.
And I like the Embers wings. In fact, I think the last time I was there, filling in when you were out, I made a point of hiding behind the monitor while I was eating the wings, so Deb and Ross and Jack wouldn't see what I was doing to them. I think I need to propose first before I.
Yeah. Have you had the ones at Domu yet? The crispy ones at Domu?
I have. They are very different. They are very good. I got takeout. I can't deal with that whole wait scene over there, but yes, they are very crispy, tasty. Yeah,
but they're not a stereotypical buffalo wing. For sure.
No, not at all. They're Asian wings.
Yeah, I think Frogger's has good ones as well. But if you're going to go to the local spots, for me, it's Flyers or Papa B's. That's where they're pretty darn good.
And I used to like Calico Jacks. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, yeah.
I thought they used to have some decent wings.
I used to make them.
Jackie used to make those at Calico Jack's wings.
So, yeah, I think wings just spread happiness. That's sort of
they do.
Yeah,
God, I'm going to get up tonight. All right, 407-916-1041. Scott, what are we talking about today, buddy? I saw your column today, and I wasn't 100 if you're going to talk about that.
No, we can talk about whatever you want. I'll tell you first. We'll move to that afterwards. The thing that seems to have most folks buzzing right now is something the 5 of us have talked about a lot in recent years. There is a grab for hotel taxes in this community that is like a wounded buffalo in front of a pack of velociraptors right now.
It's like a cow leg at a piranha pond.
Yes. That's exactly right. Because we are bringing in this money. I think it's looking like $400 million a year And there are people like me who have said, I think we've done enough expanding of our 7 million square foot convention center and Visit Orlando budgets. We got a whole buttload of local needs. But every time this money gets out there, the convention center has another, I think it's a $600 million expansion proposed. We just got a story that I must not have this number right because it's bonkers. I think the Citrus Bowl Camping World Stadium is looking for a cover for about $750 million. That's the football stadium you may remember that does not have a football team. Amway wants about $250 million. Everybody is coming up. But the big new one, the priciest one, is that Pat Williams, who is very famous, a good guy for bringing the Orlando Magic here, wants $1 billion. That's a cool bill. That's $975 million to try to lure Major League Baseball here. Meanwhile, you may remember we have bus routes that take people about 3 hours to get round trip from their houses in Winter Garden to their jobs on International Drive. We got a housing crunch. We got a rail system that only goes up and down and doesn't run on weekends.
How about this? We have a basketball team that sells about 13,000 seats. Yeah. Or it doesn't sell out every day. And you're talking about building a baseball stadium that holds 40,000 and we can't sell basketball tickets to a team that's downtown. It's the only big sports draw we have, and we still can't sell them. I mean,
Orlando City
has a difficult time keeping their stadium full if the team isn't good. I mean, what's going to happen to Major League Baseball? Be just like Tampa. Nobody's going to go.
Well, Ross just said music to my ears when he said Orlando City. Because if you go back 10 years ago, we had something similar where everybody was saying, let's get a Major League Soccer team here. And I was all for it. But there was the same thing. Let's give about $500 million. I held my ground on that. I said, no, you know what? I have a philosophical objection with taxpayers subsidizing billionaire team owners. And that's exactly what it is. There's no other business in the world. Every other business, if you want to start it, you have to build your own business. That's the way it works. You don't get taxpayers to build your shop. And everybody said, no, Scott, you just don't understand how pro sports work. You have to pay it or you don't get the pro sports. Well, God bless Orlando City. You may remember after all that, they paid for every nickel of Exploria Stadium themselves. And guess what? They came here. They were such a success in their first years that those first franchise owners sold the franchise at a hearty profit. When communities say, hey, we'd love to have here, but pay your own damn way, it often works. But yes, there's a lot of concerns about whether baseball would do anything different in Orlando than it's doing in Tampa Bay right now.
I mean, I didn't even hear about the Citrus Bowl. They want to put a cover over the Citrus Bowl?
This is the newest one. I have not read all the details. We just put the story up, I think, on the website. But yeah, it's something like a roof, something like what they have for Super Bowl. I have not vetted this one, but yes, it's something like that. But the bottom line is everybody who's ever asked for money before is asking for money again. And the whole idea is to tie all this stuff up on the baubles so that it's not available to be used for the gobs of things. Now, remember, the mayor just asked local residents to tax themselves. We're so hard strapped for money for roads. Everybody knows the roads are a mess around here. We have a Sunrail system that doesn't run on Saturdays and Sundays that stops running around 9 or 10. It's not like a real rail system. There's going to be tens of millions of dollars more for that. We're asking locals to tax themselves for that. Meanwhile, we got $300 to $400 million in hotel taxes, and we're talking about a retractable roof for the Camping World.
Yeah, it doesn't seem really to add up. Now, but the problem is can you use that money from the tax base to do the things you're said? Because I thought, wasn't that a big hurdle back in the day is how that money was allocated? It wasn't so easy just to reach into that bank account and start writing checks for stuff that it wasn't really built to tax for, though, right?
You are absolutely right. And what has happened is that the state law says it has to be used on things that help the tourism community. That's what a hotel tax was built for. However, a lot of tourism communities like Las Vegas said after a while, this is not good for our community. We have local needs. So they changed the law. In the state of Florida, I think the number is 15 times they have changed that state law to allow certain communities to spend tourist tax on things that they need in that community, whether it's affordable housing down in Key West or lifeguards for public safety up in the Panhandle. What has to happen for that to happen, though, is local leaders have to push for it. They have to say, you know what, as a delegation, we would like to change the state law and allow this money to be spent on other things. What has traditionally happened here is our leaders have not done that and then said, oh, my God, our hands are tied with the handcuffs we slapped right on ourselves.
Right.
Scott, you mentioned there's a restriction on using it for roads, but couldn't you make the argument that I-4 between the beach line and Champions Gate is a definite tourism draw or hindrance as it stands right now, because I can't get through that damn road without congestion and traffic.
I was going to say, Jack, you must be referring to the stretch of I-4 that even at like 3:45 in the morning, you're going to be stuck. Tampa, to drive to Tampa used to be an hour and 15 minutes. You're not getting there for less than 2. And as Jack and I know from personal experience, 4 hours to St. Pete on one afternoon.
I almost texted you, Scott. It was 3 hours this past Saturday when I went.
Wow,
3 hours, and it was 2 hours without traffic.
And by the way, I mean, that Disney thing is just one part of it. I mean, when you start getting over toward Tampa now, Tampa is a nightmare to get through as well now, just simply because so many people are in the state now. Just simply insane.
And to be fair, those are probably state-run interstates, so that's not the kind of money we're talking about.
Right.
You probably couldn't use it on that, but what you could use it on is roads that do serve the tourism corridor. Right. That you may have to push for that, you may have to tweak the law for that, but I even say spend it on cops. You know, tourists create an amazing demand on our sheriff's department. Spend it on cops that are patrolling the tourist corridor. And then if you spend $10 million on cops in the tourist corridor, that frees up $10 million to do whatever the hell you want with it, whether it's affordable housing or bus routes or anything else. But we got people that can't afford to make ends meet because they can't afford to live anywhere near they work or have transportation. And this just doesn't seem like the top priority in my mind.
So, Scott, is the only reason that people started coming out of the woodwork to throw their spoon into this pot of cash is because Pat Williams came out and asked for all of it for the baseball stadium? And did they just kind of want to remind the city, hey, we were here first? You don't get just because you brought the Magic to town, you don't get to just stand up in front line and say, hey, I want this money now because you've got a little provenance with the city?
No, and in fact, the other groups, I think a lot of them were in there before. Pat just filed out his request this week. What has changed is that the economy has rebounded, and that this thing that was pulling in $100 million a year is now pulling in $350 to $400 million a year. We're about to pay. There's going to be a lot of it freed up for something, and everybody wants to get their hands on it. And traditionally, the tourism community has wanted to make sure it stays in the tourism community. So I did the list of requests I saw today was more than 200 pages.
Yeah.
And virtually none of it was for the kind of things that we write about this community needing.
For the
and
citizens.
Some of it's great stuff. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, some of it has, some arts and culture things that they could use some funding, but man.
Let me ask you a question, man. It seems to me that you can make a pretty logical argument that the people who live in this community support this community, support the tourism community as much as any. How can you not use that bridge, the bridge of logic, saying, hey, I mean, a certain percentage of that money should go to making life better for the people who have to deal with the influx of people who come into this community and put that stress on our infrastructure and do all those things while we live here. They go back to England, Germany, Kansas, wherever. Couldn't you make a legitimate argument that we could peel 10% of that money off to use for city projects that would make our lives better as we deal with this influx of people?
Absolutely. And I got to tell you, my eyes were opened 2 decades ago on that point when I heard that Las Vegas had done just that. There's probably no other city in America that's a better comparison to our tourism economy than Vegas and Orlando. And about 25 years ago, they decided exactly what you were talking about. The tourists are straining our roads. They're straining we don't have enough parks. Our schools are overcrowded because people are coming here, which is good to work here, but they're straining here. And they made a push. And they actually, in that community, it was kind of remarkable. The casinos got together and said, you know what? We live here too.
Yeah.
We need to do that. So I went and spent 4 days out in Vegas, which I didn't mind doing at all.
Right, yeah.
And
research.
For work?
Research,
yeah,
Jack.
it's research,
Jack. Like nothing.
Research.
The great thing about Vegas is you can work 10 hours a day and still have 12 hours a day to mess around and sleep too, maybe.
I heard he put all of his research on red.
Yeah, on snake eyes. No, but what I did was I visited all those places. I went to a school that was funded with hotel taxes. I went to a park that was built with hotel taxes. I went on the roads that were paved with money from hotel taxes. And everybody in that community said what you just said, Jim. I found some waiter who lived out in like Henderson, and he said, listen, I wait on these people, all the tourists who come here. They help provide my living, but they put a lot of stress on us, and we shouldn't have to keep having our taxes go up to pay to accommodate all these folks.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I mean, it really. I mean, is this a partisan issue at all?
No. This is most everyone's beholden to tourism communities, and in fact, right now it's a mostly Democratic controlled county. But let me give Demings some credit here. Jerry Demings, the Orange County mayor, he has, for the first time in all my years of covering this, convened a hotel task force, and it's got some real ball busters on it. It's got a former editor of the Orlando Sentinel. In fact, it's got a guy who runs the Christian Service Center, a guy who's every day out there dealing with the people who are struggling to make ends meet, who are not housed, who do not have cars. It's got a couple of labor union people on there. These are people who understand what the issues are. Now, they're getting a lot of pressure every time they have an idea, and they're like, oh, it would be great, another bus route. They have either some hotelier or county staffer go, yeah, we can't do that. Sorry, like the boss from Office Space. I think it's going to involve them pushing back and trying to say, yeah, we can do whatever we want, because these laws weren't handed down like God's tablets on Moses's mountain. They're written by the people that we elect. Right. And we can change them if we want.
And the reason I ask about the partisan thing is, obviously we see Governor DeSantis pushing bills through like crazy these days. I mean, we just had one go through that is going to keep cell phones and TikTok out of public schools. That just went through and stuff. So with that said, I would just assume with the ability to get legislation through pretty quickly, that now would seem the time that if somebody had a good argument and a good plan, that maybe it can make it through the next session. Who knows?
They would, except even Tallahassee has seen how much money Orange County is piling up, and there was a bill, and it did fail, but it was a bizarre bill. They saw how much money we had, and they tried to pass a law to take like 10% of all the money, and send it to Tallahassee.
The state wanted a VIG.
Yes,
that's right. But we could sleep peacefully at night, knowing that we were protected. I think was what the premise was.
Scott, is the issue, and this has been an ongoing issue you've talked about for decades now, about tourism tax. Is it solely Orange County?
No, it is not solely Orange County, but the money Orange County brings in is exponentially bigger than anybody else's. And that's part of why other communities have been able to do this. Brevard County tweaked the law I think they wanted to clean up their lagoons. They decided they had some needs over there, and they made the argument, well, if our water's all funky, that tourists aren't going to come here as much. So the smaller places have been able to do it, but here you got Disney, you got Universal, you have these big hoteliers, and you're talking about, like I say, we're approaching $500 million a year, and the lobbying power. I one time talked to a senator from Tampa who filed a bill to diversify the way this money could be spent. And he said every bit of pressure he got was from Orlando. And he said, if you don't think the Orlando tourism community holds sway up in Tallahassee, think again. They can kill a bill like that.
Well, absolutely. It's the biggest, isn't it the biggest employer in the state?
Disney is, yeah.
Outside I think of Publix is technically the biggest employer.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is, just because they got so many. But yes, I think it's the biggest taxpayer. It's certainly, I think it's number 2. But yeah, but it's not just that, it's the money. And we've talked about this before. All these companies. Remember, before every single legislative session, the legislatures come down to Universal, which hosts them for free for VIP behind the scenes tours. That's right before they decide which laws they want to pass.
That seems good. I mean, I don't see any problem with that.
There's no connection.
I scratch your back, you scratch mine, but my back is a lobbyist. Give me what I want.
Well, Scott, as always, great content. We love hearing this, and keep up the good fight. You can read him every Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday right there in the pages of the Orlando Sentinel. Get your subscription by going to orlandosentinel.com. It's dirt cheap. They bring it right to your house. You stay informed about what's happening here in the city, and you're a better citizen because of it, right?
I appreciate that. And I thought I would tell you one other thing that I thought you and particularly Jack might find amusing. We're doing something new next week. Mike Bianchi and I, for the first time, are going to do a dueling joint column on this topic, where we take probably opposing viewpoints on whether money's more needed for baseball or, I don't know, allowing people to live.
It's so funny.
It's already started.
I semi-expected Bianchi to be kind of a little bit more maybe on this, but my man is all in on baseball for sure, and I know that you're a little bit more shaky on it, so I look forward to that.
Yeah, his pom-pom pieces are all over the nation.
Oh, yeah, for sure. All right, you guys give it up for Scott Maxwell.
Oh, yeah. Now go get some chicken wings.
Have a good weekend, doesn't have We'll see you next week for sure. All right, there he is. 407-916-1041. Load them up for trivia. Aerosmith and Black Crowes tickets, plus fringe buttons as well, all up for grabs next.
We have a prize. You have a flowers. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO Moving.com.
This is Eric Dickerson. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
Plans are in the works for a Dome baseball stadium in Orlando. Magic founder Pat Williams is the face of the group that wants to spend $1.7 billion on the project. As for who might play there, Williams says it could be the Rays or an expansion club. Rays try to claim the rubber match of their set against Baltimore. That's tonight. And Tiger Woods is officially out of next week's PGA Championship. He's recovering from ankle surgery. Jordan Spieth is in the field for now as he nurses a wrist injury. I'm Scott Davidson.
Right now during Staples Free Tech Take-Back, Rewards members get $10 back in Staples Rewards when they recycle their tech. Ends June 3rd. Limit 1 reward per month. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/recycling for details. Cut the cord on your old tech and recycle it at Staples.
It is time for a new bathroom. Good thing my friends over at Rebath in Mid-Florida can help you out with that. And by help you out, I mean they can get you a brand new bathroom or maybe even just remodel the one you have now. Either way, you're going to get a beautiful bathroom. Trendy as well. All those magazines that you see and all those TV shows, you're like, man, that is awesome. That is a real modern, clean design. They can do that. If you just visit their showroom, 436 Up in Altamont, right across from Kobe, very easy to find. When you walk in, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. They have models set up, and that's just to show you what the products they have look like. You can mix and match any of those to create your bathroom dream. They're all about it. And the good thing is they have everything there from lighting, toilets, tubs, tile. It's all right there. You choose it. They put it together. They tweak it a little bit. Next thing you know, you have a beautiful bathroom. They install that 4 to 6 days or so, do it with their employees, and give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. You simply can't lose. If you want to see some of their action, go to rebathmidfla.com. Look at the before and afters. That'll definitely convince you to book an appointment and get the bathroom of your dreams. Again, that's rebathmidfla.com.
I'm Howard Mackler, founder of Innovation Refunds. You've heard me talking about the payroll tax refund for months. If you own a business, even if you've asked your CPA about this, you owe it to yourself to take another look. We provide a licensed and insured tax attorney who evaluates your company at my expense to determine eligibility. Businesses of all types can qualify, so go to getrefunds.com to potentially get a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. Download the Innovation Refunds app or go to getrefunds.com, getrefunds.com.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio. Chances are that's them at their best, with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, one firm for life.
Every morning, start your day getting caught up with West 2 News Sunrise.
I'm Meredith McDonough.
And I'm Jason Guy. Here for you with breaking news from around Central Florida.
We want to get back to that breaking news out of Orange County.
Giving you an accurate forecast to plan your day by.
We're also starting off with some cloud cover.
And steering you clear of the backups to make your commute a breeze.
Your travel times out the door are looking pretty good this morning.
Wake up knowing you're ready for today with Jason, Mare, Kellyanne, and Megan. Wake up with West 2 News Sunrise. Weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m.
Kelly's all new.
Hello, Clarkson.
Every weekday.
Let's do it, Kelly.
Give your day a little love. Oh my gosh. A little joy.
Happy puppy day.
A little laugh.
Well, I'm really hard of hearing. I can't hear that well.
You're gonna fit right in on this show because I'm loud. Give your day a little Kelly.
It's this. This is her name. Oh, yeah.
Weekdays at 3 on West 2, followed by West 2 News at 4.
Hey, boys and girls, Real Radio has your chance to be part of the biggest music event to hit St. Augustine, the Sing Out Loud Music Festival, happening September 22nd and 23rd, featuring the Black Keys, Mumford & Sons, and many more. You can register to win your tickets now at realradio.fm/contest, or you can buy them this Friday at 10 a.m. Get all the details at singoutloudfestival.com. That's singoutloudfestival.com.
It's Ram season, which means it's time to serve with Ram 1500, Ram 3500, and Ram TRX. Hurry in now for great deals on the trucks that are built to serve. Right now during Ram season, get 10% below MSRP on the purchase of a 2023 Ram 1500 Laramie. Not compatible with lease offers or with any other consumer incentive offers. Contact dealer for details. Take retail delivery by 5/31/23.
One day you're serving in the military, and then the next day you come home and you're dealing with an injury.
Britton is in recovery from an addiction to prescription opioids.
My opioid misuse and need got so strong. Addiction is hard. You're not gonna fix it on your own. You have to reach out for help. The recovery side of it is amazing. You get to a place where you're proud of yourself again.
If you or someone you know is struggling, there is hope. Recovery is possible. Visit cdc.gov/RxAwareness.
Any size iced coffee is only $1.29 at 7-Eleven with 7 rewards. But it's not just iced coffee. It's sacred. It's the crunch of the ice as it tumbles into your cup. It's that blissful moment when you take your first sip. Your daily ritual, a form of self-care even. It's your soul in a cup. Some say you can't put a price on a love like that. But we did! It's $1.29 any size iced coffee at 7-Eleven with 7 rewards.
Offer good through 6/27/23, plus tax. See app for details.
In St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra, it might feel like there's not enough time to take everything in. Because once you're done exploring 42 miles of pristine coast, marveling at historical architecture, and enjoying world-class food, it'll be time to check out and head home. But that's okay. You can always stay just one more day. Visit FloridasHistoricCoast.com to learn more. It's about time.
This hour is sponsored by Barks in the City, June 3rd at Apopka Amphitheater.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
Word.
I heard the Black Crowes won't play the song anymore.
Really?
Yeah, because this is a cover, and I heard that they hated the fact that their first big hit was a cover song.
Oh, get over yourself and play the songs that people want to hear.
1,000% on that. Sauce is here. He's got the sauce jar.
They're all aboard.
Chugga, chugga.
Choo-choo.
Lickety-clack, lickety-clack.
I have a beautiful pair of tickets to see Aerosmith at Amalie Arena.
Heard they're good.
That's October 11th. I also have a beautiful pair of buttons on this Western day to attend the Orlando International Fringe Theater Festival.
Heard it's weird.
That's going down May 16th. It's a fun time. If you don't know what Fringe is, it's time to find out. And that is your sauce jar, which is brought to you by
Santos Family Moving and Storage. You know, they have a fully trained expert moving crews. They're adept in packing your things.
They will. They care more about your stuff than you do.
There you go.
Yeah,
Handling your furniture. They can safely drive your stuff there. More. Speaking of more, mention the Jim Colbert Show. Ooh, that'll get you a discount. Book them today at CentoMoving.com. That's C-E-N-T-O. Moving.com. Back to you.
Tell them the old bald rhino sent you down.
Yeah.
Who's first today, buddy?
I don't know, partner. Jack, why don't you go ahead
Don't
and
even try it,
choose.
Jack, or try it a lot.
Use your country voice. Just let it breathe.
4.
We'll work on it.
Line 4.
Line 4.
Oh, man.
Janet, or excuse me, Brian, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Good, man. Want to play a little game with us?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it. This guy's so annoyed that we were doing that. He's like, please just get to the game.
Exactly.
I was like, yeah,
Right, dude.
All right, Brian. All right, Brian, got a very easy game here for you. We had a question, 4 answers. One of them is untrue. If you can sniff that one out, I'll send you to the sauce jar sitting there right now, waiting on someone. Is a pair of tickets to see Aerosmith, Black Crowes, and or some buttons to go to Fringe as well. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Here we go, buddy. On this day in 1978, actor, comedian, sketch comedy star, was part of a very big comedy duo.
I was going to say Will Ferrell.
SNL cast member. As a matter of fact, he's been there longer than anyone.
Chris Kattan.
No, Kenan Thompson.
Kenan Thompson was born on this day. Here are 3 fun facts about Kenan Thompson and one good burger of a lie. Number 1, he was the first regular cast member to be born after the show debuted. Number 2, his middle name is Stacy. Number 3, he holds the record for most impressions done on SNL, Or lastly, he and his wife Christine are competitive ballroom dancers, which he credits for his recent weight loss. Which one of those is a lie?
I'm going to go with the second one.
No, that's absolutely true. His middle name is Stacy.
Keenan Stacy.
Keenan Stacy. Who's next, buddy?
God, Janet.
All right. Janet, how are you?
Oh, Janet.
I'm good.
Great choice. Great choice.
Oh.
I guess she could have been standing in front of a jet engine. All right, Janet, I'm just joking. Here we go. We're talking about Kenan Thompson here. Are you familiar with who this is, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Number one, he was the first regular cast member on SNL to be born after the show debuted. Number two, he holds the record for most impressions done on Saturday Night Live. Or lastly, he and his wife Christine are competitive ballroom dancers, which he credits for his recent weight loss.
The first one.
No, that's absolutely true. He was the very first regular cast member of Saturday Night Live to be born after the show debuted.
Sorry, Janet.
Who is next?
I love this guy's version. Let's welcome James.
James, what's going on, buddy?
How y'all doing?
Good, buddy. You had a 50-50 shot here at a pretty cool prize. We're talking about Kenan Thompson. Which one of these is untrue? Number one, he holds the record for most impressions done on SNL. Or lastly, he and his wife Christine are competitive ballroom dancers, which he credits for his recent weight loss.
I'm going to go with the first one.
No, buddy, that's absolutely true.
Oh.
He does hold the record for most impressions done on SNL. That's a big swing because everybody thinks it's Daryl Hammond, and it's not. It's him. And one of the reasons why is just numbers. He's been there longer than anybody.
Yeah, I just didn't see him. I don't see him as an impression guy, but he does. He
Steve
does.
Harvey.
Yeah,
I mean, you get a million of them.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this person is going to be
Yeah.
Dennis, how are you, buddy? Dennis, how are you, buddy?
Yeah.
Oh, very good. You don't have to do a whole lot today. Tell me if this is true or not. Kenan Thompson and his wife Christine are competitive ballroom dancers, which he credits for his recent weight loss.
That would be a lie.
That is a lie, and you're going to Aerosmith, Black Crowes, and or The Fringe. Enjoy the shows, buddy, and hope you have a good time. If you do wind up going to Aerosmith, please give us an update after the show. I think, what's that, in 2027? Is that show?
It's in October.
Yeah, he and his wife Christine aren't even together anymore.
Oh.
He filed for divorce.
Plot twist.
Yeah, I think.
Jim, with your little sick little world of lies.
Here's a curve.
Yeah, they're actually divorced. She died.
She did not die.
I don't know, but it's the same level.
I think, didn't she step out on him with Chris Redd? Did you guys hear that?
No.
I heard there was a rumor that his wife had an affair with Chris Redd or something.
This explains that Chris Redd getting beaten up thing.
Oh, yeah. A couple other things you may not have known about Kenan Thompson. While filming the movie Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids, Bill Cosby told him that after the movie was released, he was going to need 2 penises because of all the women he would get. He told Kenan that at 16? 17? And Kenan tells the story because that's the time he knew, because he was a massive Bill Cosby fan. You could not get to be a bigger fan than Bill Cosby than Kenan was. It was his hero. And he remembers being on the set and Cosby looking at him after he goes, "Hey, man, look, when this comes out, you're going to need another one of those because the women are going to be all over you." And he was like, Dr. Huxtable?
And what an awful joke to also take literally.
Yeah,
that is nightmare fuel.
Right, it is.
It is.
If I had 2, oh, God.
This is pretty admirable. He refused to play a black woman on SNL. They wanted him to cross-dress and do a black woman character, but he told them no because they should hire more women of color. Then he looked at the producer and said, "There hasn't been a black woman on the show since 2007 when Maya Rudolph left." This is before Leslie got on the show, though, I guess, but because Leslie Jones is on the show.
Yeah. I think she's no longer on
she's
it.
not.
No.
She was a boss. She was a monster when she was there, though.
Shireen and now and Odom, I forget, Ego.
Yeah, something like that. That sounds right.
Odom, Ego.
Yeah, that sounds like a breakfast item.
I'm putting my money on that.
Oh, okay. One more punch on the cancel card.
He's a massive fan of an Atlanta band.
Oh, Outcast.
Yeah, massive. And his best friend in the world is the very fertile
Nick Cannon.
There you go.
He hasn't talked any sense into that boy?
No, I don't guess he has.
That's all you have to say is fertile, and you're like, Nick Cannon?
Right, exactly. Or De Niro.
Sauce thoughts?
Guys, it's time to give credit where credit is due.
Finally, buddy. Thank you.
Not about you.
Oh, my bad.
Deb?
Uh-oh.
This is also not about you.
I didn't think so.
Oh.
No.
So there's something that happened recently.
Oh, come on.
Can I tell you
he's looking
something?
so forward to talking
Do you know
about
something?
it.
Can I tell you something personally?
Yeah.
Just from me to you. Thanks for switching the attention to Jack.
Yeah.
For the first 2 years of the show, you banged on me like
Careful.
a war drum.
Careful.
And it was great.
I am so happy.
And it was
that
great.
you have refocused your energy, my friend. I'm so happy. I cannot wait for your segment today.
Yeah, no. It's time to give credit where credit is due. Jack Bradshaw did something, and I swear I looked at, a Pokemon evolving. It was awesome.
All right.
No idea what's coming
All right,
next.
we'll do thoughts
I
next.
do.
Winning Wednesdays happen every Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041 with a new prize available every Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Travel with caution and expect delays. Authorities are clearing up an accident on State Road 429 heading northbound before mile marker 24. State Road 438. Traffic is backed up before mile marker 23. State Road 50. The right lane is blocked. There's slowdowns on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. You can expect your regular pockets of congestion on Florida's Turnpike. See traffic troubles, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Finding a great hire can be a challenge. That's why there's Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 toward your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
One of the many reasons I love the guys over at Tools Ace Hardware is they carry the best brands. And when it comes to grilling and outdoor cooking, you can't lose. I literally just read a story last week, and it was like, oh, these are the best brands of grills you can have with all fuels and all styles. And guys, if I'm lying, I'm dying. You can find the story. Traeger, Big Green Egg, Weber, Napoleon, where every one of those was on that list. And that is what they sell at Tools Ace Hardware, only the best. And you can even throw in Uni pizza ovens there as well. They do have that Traeger Flat Rock griddle now in stock, and it is awesome. Fuel with propane, it'll give you all those worlds of griddling, frying, steaming, and sauteing, and it'll give you incredible innovation and premium quality. That is what Traeger is known for. Not to mention, when it comes to Traeger, their new Timberline pellet grills, now $700 off while supplies last. And all you have to do is easy. Just visit one of their 12 beautiful Central Florida locations or shop online at acehardware.com. That way you get free assembly and local delivery on grills $3.99 and up. It's Tools Ace. They're definitely the backyard place.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
You know that expression, the grass is always greener on the other side? Well, with Massey Services, it's literally true. Why? Because Massey does what the others don't. Every lawn is unique. So Massey starts with a detailed analysis and then builds a customized plan to prevent and control weeds, diseases, and harmful pests. Then they aerate to ensure water and nutrients reach the roots of your lawn. That's the Massey difference. Expect more and get it.
Ah, what a day to be a Florida tomato. Sunny, warm, and expected afternoon showers. I am feeling so fine. You say tomato, I say, what the?
Florida tomatoes. They're ripe for the picking. So look for fresh from Florida tomatoes where you shop and support our state. See more seasonal produce at followfreshfromflorida.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
When you have this many certified pre-owned vehicles, you don't just have a one-day sale. You have Memorial Day deals all month. Hurry to Sutherland Nissan Orlando. All certified pre-owned inventory and all used cars and trucks have huge Memorial Day savings today. Get yours before someone else does. Rush to Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Click OrlandoNissan.com.
The Orlando Fringe Festival is back May 16th through the 29th. This isn't just a theater festival. It's 2 weeks of live entertainment, including unique theater experiences, free entertainment on the outdoor stage, visual art displays, plus kid-friendly shows. Join Real Radio in a celebration of independent artists at this year's Orlando Fringe Festival. 100% of the ticket sales go directly to the artists. Orlando Fringe Festival, May 16th through the 29th. Go to orlandofringe.org for tickets and info.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Hello, Floridians. Today is a good day to do great things. Yes! Like scheduling the dentist appointment you've been putting off for 2 years.
Oh, man.
Like finally fixing that creaky door that drives you crazy. Like getting that massage you definitely deserve.
Oh, yeah.
Or taking time to make sure that your air conditioner is ready to beat the heat all summer long. Do something great today, right now, by booking your $159 AC rejuvenation at CoolToday.com.
Call today, cool today. CoolToday.com.
Stop by your neighborhood Petco to save on all your pet's health and wellness needs. Petco has your pet's favorite food brands like Blue Buffalo, IAMS, Wholehearted, Royal Canin, and Purina Pro Plan. And when your pet needs to see a vet, Petco Vet Services can take care of your pet's needs, such as vaccinations and flea, tick, and heartworm prevention and more. Don't forget your pet always wants to look their best, so make a grooming appointment while you're there. You'll get every 8th groom free when you unlock the grooming perk in our app. Visit your nearest Petco or go to petco.com to start saving on all your pet's needs.
Has crossed, stuck in, Kyra! Oh, what a goal!
Orlando City kicks off their U.S. Open Cup Championship defense this Tuesday at Charlotte FC. Watch the match on the CBS Sports Golazo Network, kicking off at 7 p.m. Then the Lions stay on the road for their next MLS regular season match, traveling to Ohio, taking on the Columbus Crew on Saturday, May 13th at 7:30 p.m. Tune in on FM 96.9 The Game and watch on any device on the Apple TV app.
Car crash? Call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Injured? Hire the largest injury firm in the world. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
I know most people don't think all that much of Kurt Loder and MTV News, but I'm 40 years old, and between the ages about 14 and 17, Kurt Loder broke the news of Eazy-E having AIDS.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Tupac being murdered, Biggie being murdered, the death of Princess Diana.
Yeah.
There's a couple other Big Pun, passing of Big Pun, so I definitely have some core memories from then revolving around MTV News.
That's cool, dude. Thanks for that. I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, I forgot about
somebody
all those
else
other
texted
ones.
and said, "Hey, you guys always bring up stuff that I would have that was part of my life so much at one point, and of course you just put that away because that part's gone. And then occasionally we'll come in and we'll just kind of tap a little. Someone like, oh yeah, I used to really be in MTV News or MTV or whatever.
Oh yeah, Jesse was a VJ.
Jim Colbert Show question of the day. It's about MTV. You can vote on Twitter at Real Radio 1041, in the Jim members Facebook group, or in our YouTube chat at Jim Colbert Show.
There you go. Be involved. We'll wrap that up at the end of the show. Tell you what the numbers are. All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well. Let's get some Ross thoughts.
It's weird.
My mom.
It's funny.
She's got a mean
Sometimes.
dead arm.
It's Ross. Spelled like sauce.
My mom.
It's Ross thoughts.
Was super into punch buggies.
Yeah.
Problem was, we never saw a punch buggy.
She was just into punching you, buddy.
Yeah. I think that's what she was into. Welcome to Ross Thoughts. Ross Thoughts is brought to you by Persimmon Hollow Brewing Company. My mom never hit me. Let me clarify that. That's what I insinuated. She was a loving mom. She was awesome. We got to give credit. We have to. This is a big deal, guys. And this might even change who I am on this segment. Sorry. It almost came out right there. Almost happened. We were just talking about how Jim, myself, I'm the best at this. Jack being the worst.
Okay.
Don't know how Deb is about this, but spending money on yourself.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Fun money.
I think Deb is like...
I'm a champion.
Are you really?
good at it?
Good for you.
Yay.
You've beat that.
So I'm second best.
I'm working on it.
I think Jim's third, And then
you think Jack's worse than I am?
I think Jack is worse than you are.
I think Jack is worse than all of us.
Really? Jack just bought himself a brand new car and he had options.
Yeah, I still got guilt.
I don't feel it.
You feel that?
I don't.
I do.
Did you hear that?
Hit me right in my Catholic solar plexus.
I mean, that anger?
It did.
You got mad as a deacon.
And also, it took him like a small tragedy for him to get a car that he wants.
I know.
You know?
And I know exactly what you're bringing up because I thought the exact same thing when he told us.
It's a big deal,
It's
man.
a big deal.
And so,
I genuinely do not know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you do.
I was shell shocked. So
was I.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah,
was bugging out because we've made plenty of jokes.
Oh man.
We have been making jokes for years.
Can I go early?
You may be able
Jack,
to go faster.
This is because we are happy to say that Jack Bradshaw got 2 pairs of new shoes.
And
And what kind?
Nike and Vans.
Whoa!
Oh,
baby! Wow, man.
And he bought himself cologne.
Yeah.
He poured one out for the stretch. Skechers,
Look at
huh?
that.
Look
Look
at that.
at that.
That's
Those
the
are
old
dope.
man stretch right there.
Those are dope. JCS
check out-
socks.
Yep. Jim Colbert socks and his
Are those-
awesome Vans.
Are those are Vans?
Did we tease you into purchasing stuff?
Do you not remember?
I look like the type of person that would give in to peer pressure to spend money just to not be made fun of.
Yeah,
of course you did.
That's like literally
I
fit
was
that
going to
perfectly.
say, do you not remember the pair of jeans that his wife had bought for him
Oh,
that
yeah,
he wore one day?
The True Religion jeans that we literally wrecked his
that
ass
we
for.
said that he was a credit score 750 on the top half and a 640 on the bottom. That was an entire Raw Sauce segment of ripping Jack from
Those jeans, man.
And
They're
I
bad.
forgot
Never wore
about
'em
that
again.
until it came up in a best of, and I heard it again. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm mad about that. Never wore them again.
How many crosses can you sew on a pair of jeans?
Yeah, and it's like that doesn't match Jack at all. You don't hog out. You know, like what do you do?
I looked at Jack. Jack was walking in front of me that day. I'm like, Jack, do you have an ankh sewn onto your back pockets?
It was really
He
weird.
never wore those jeans again. That was 5 years ago when the show first started.
And although we all agreed Jack could not pull off those pants.
No. His ass ride's way under.
Yeah.
For those.
And let this be known, this is a good example of the pro of bullying.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is 100%. We
right.
made his life better with bullying.
90% of it can go away, but
Right.
10% of it is actually like, no, dog, you got to stop wearing those pants.
It's constructive.
It's not good.
We should start a new term called constructive bullying.
Yeah. There's a thin line between constructive criticism and you're fat, you know? Like, but still.
I love you, but you're fat.
Yeah, there's something there. Jack bought new pairs of shoes, 2 pairs. I show up to work Monday. This guy's got a pair of like Nike Dunk mediums.
And it's even better. The story that really solidifies this is that we're in here in the studio, right? Deb and I are sitting here in our normal spots. Jack and Ross work in the studio beside us. We look through a window to see each other. And to come into our studio is to walk out of his and around to come over. Well, Jack was in here and he was talking some business to us. But Ross was in here sitting on a chair when Jack walked in. Jack walked in and he starts going, yeah, we got to do this, we got to do this, we got to do this. And Ross
Totally distracted the entire room because he almost passed out.
His face is like if Jack has somebody's head in his hand,
Right.
is what it was like. And I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? And I couldn't see Jack's feet.
Right.
And I was like, what is happening? Jack just picked up on it that Ross is completely distracted. I look over and I see what I think are Jordans.
Yeah.
It looked like Jordans. And Jack sees that I see the shoes. He goes, I'm going to come back when you can pay attention.
Yeah.
And he literally leaves the room because Ross can't shut up about it.
This is a big deal. This is now when you think about. Let me ask you this, Jack. This is how I look at it.
Yes, Ross.
When you think about a real radio, the history of this station, and then you think about that program director, and then think about that program director, I don't know, ankle down. What shoe best describes real radio? Is it a pair of Echoes? Is it a pair of some shape-ups?
No.
Or is it a pair of non-slip, slip-on Vans?
I really like these.
Yeah. It is Vans. It is. This station is definitely not Nikes or Adidas. This ain't no checks or stripes.
Yeah.
No, but even with the low shoes, the lace up, I turned into slip-ons.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
so the
man.
fact that I have legit slip-ons.
Oh, man.
this is life.
The ease of life.
So
There's nothing in the world
he's
like
got
it.
a pair of Vans. He's got a pair of Nikes.
Nikes.
And those are like mid-top, pretty dope, good color scheme Nikes.
So he knows that he no longer, as long as he sticks to those 2 pairs of shoes, he's safe when he walks in. He's going to get no more of the Skechers jokes.
I don't wear Skechers.
Oh, God.
No, I wear Skechers. I always thought of your shoes more of a New Balance type thing.
I'm transforming. He's so attractive now.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Oh! Single Ross is back here just to tell you that you looking like a smoking hot stack of pancakes. Chugga chugga, I'll chew chew.
I forgot about Single Ross.
Lather me up with some butter because, man, that flapjack is all over me.
Oh, my God almighty.
God, look at them ankles.
I just lost my voice, by the way.
Wow.
You're coming in tomorrow.
I know you're a liberal, but talk about progress.
Oh, my God almighty. Please stop. I have to admit, though, those Vans are pretty badass.
I agree.
They're like shadow black and checks because the black and white check Vans were like the legit Vans from back in the day. Yours are like black and gray check, but they're like faded.
Well,
it's cool.
It's to match his gray Real Radio shirt.
Yeah, that was it.
Completely planned.
When was the last time somebody complimented you on your eyebrows?
Oh, my God.
Oh, geez. I can't recall. I think it was the lady at Ideal Image after she was done lasering away my unibrow.
God, I love that furry apostrophe. I wish
my
it was
God.
an S right next to it because it would have been possessive. I am possessed by this man. God. Jack, do you have anybody ever tell you what the difference between peanut butter and jam is?
No.
I can't peanut butter.
Okay, buddy.
No,
Okay.
no,
Okay, buddy. That's fine. Single Ross needs to go away. Can you morph back?
I'm uncomfortable.
All right, I'm back. Sorry.
right.
Sorry about that. I'm married, happily married. I love my wife. You know why I love my wife? She surprised me with a 6-pack of Persimmon Hollow beer.
Boom.
Bang. That's a good wife, right? That's awesome. I got emotional when your wife goes, oh, by the way, BT Dubs, I got you your favorite beer. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that is Blood Orange Wheat from Persimmon Hollow Brewing. That is my favorite beer right now. If you are even remotely close to a golf course, drink that beer. If you are underneath the sun, drink that beer. It is phenomenal. Persimmon Hollow beer, the Blood Orange Wheat, my favorite. And over there at Persimmon Hollow, I'll tell you one thing, they're just passionate about the beer that they brew. I'm dead serious. They have 5 locations. You can visit them over in DeLand. You can visit them downtown Orlando, Lake Eola. They're all over the place. So you can go out and enjoy a passionately crafted beer. Enjoy Persimmon Hollow beer today. Drink sensibly, but get weird. For more information, visit them at phbeer.com. Oh, those are your Ross thoughts. I'm out. Peace.
All right, buddy. Thanks. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in 1 sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mike, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
Travel with caution and expect delays. Authorities are clearing up an accident on State Road 408 heading westbound at State Road 417. Traffic is backed up. Beyond Dean Road, 2 left lanes are blocked. There's slowdowns due to an accident on John Young Parkway. Southbound at I-4, 2 right lanes are blocked. Expect delays due to an accident on Florida's Turnpike heading southbound before mile marker 246. The left lane is blocked. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Kickstart your imagination with Audible. Hear celebrity and music memoirs, mysteries, true crime, and more. Audible is the home of storytelling. Audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
Hear that? That's the sound of water coming from leaking pipes. Hi, this is Pete from Repipe Specialists. Let's end those leaks and the damages they can cause to your walls, ceilings, and floors by replacing those old, corroded, or brittle pipes with high-quality new ones. With over 30 years of experience and work that's guaranteed for life, Repipe Specialists will expertly and seamlessly repipe your entire home in just 1 to 2 days. Call us by this Saturday to save 20%. So long, water-dripping drum solos. If you have leaks or even low water pressure, call Repipe Specialists now at 407-337-4020 to schedule a free home estimate and to save 20% on your entire job, plus zero down, zero interest financing for the first 18 months on approved credit, local and insured. Call 407-337-4020 or go to repipe.com. That's 407-337-4020. Repipe.com. Repipe Specialists, making your repipe job fast, seamless, and simple. That's our specialty.
All right, I'll tell them. My friend here wants you to know that dogs are part of our families. Let's celebrate that with a day of family fun at Barks in the City, June 3rd, 2 to 8 p.m. at the Apopka Amphitheater. Enjoy food, signature pup tails, live music, a kids zone, a doggy zone, and more. Barks in the City, where you and your dog can paw-tea. Tickets available at barksinthe.city.com.
Divorce? Call Trinley and Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Hello, Floridians. Today's a good day to do great things. Yes! Like scheduling the dentist appointment you've been putting off for 2 years. Oh, man. Like finally fixing that creaky door that drives you crazy. Like getting that massage you definitely deserve. Oh, yeah. Or taking time to make sure that your air conditioner is ready to beat the heat all summer long. Do something great today, right now, by booking your $159 AC rejuvenation at cooltoday.com.
Call today, cool today. CoolToday.com.
If you're a Dunkin' Rewards member, Mondays might be your new favorite day of the week. Every Monday in May, Dunkin' Reward members can get a free medium hot or iced coffee with any purchase. And you get to earn points to spend on even more Dunkin'. Not a member? Join Dunkin' Rewards on the app and get even more Dunkin' deals. Dunkin' Rewards. Save them, stack them, use them how you want. America runs on Dunkin'. Limit 1 per member per Monday. Additional charges and terms apply. Participation may vary. Limited time offer.
In this week's Marketers Report, we hear about the importance of local radio from Allison Griffin, Head of Marketing at State Farm.
iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There is no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Orlando, for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order, so every bite is hot and juicy every time, because we love making you a burger that tastes exactly how it should.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love. Welcome to Delicious. To everyone who craves a handcrafted treat, let our team member Sephora tell you about a Culver's favorite.
We make our thick and creamy fresh frozen custard in small batches all throughout the day. And we mean all day, every day. From our supremely rich shakes and concrete mixers to our freshly scooped dishes and cones, we handcraft every bite to pure perfection. Making you a sweet treat with care is the best part of my day.
Come to Culver's and get a taste of our fresh frozen custard.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come and have fellowship with you. Open yourself to the Holy Spirit and ask Him to minister to you.
Listen to Meditative Prayers on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This hour of programming brought to you by MyHomeBuildersNetwork.com. Need a new roof? Then you need Mike at MyHomeBuildersNetwork.com.
Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
Sipping on straight glory, let the vibe slide over me. This beat is a chemical.
407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. Broadcasting from beautiful Maitland, Florida. A couple more days. Get your hands on those Aerosmith Black Crowes tickets. We'll have them until Friday. I told you guys I would have a big announcement today. I forgot to make it a little bit earlier because we had Nick DiPaolo call a little bit earlier. But we have secured our voice for Primetime Kitchen.
Oh, hell yeah.
Which is very cool. Fayez Kara will join us for Primetime Kitchen. He is the restaurant reviewer, restaurant critic for the Orlando Weekly.
Yay! Dig it.
I've known Fayez for a really long time. He is one of the great voices in Central Florida to critique food and restaurants in the city. His opinion is one I've leaned on many, many, many times to find some of the best food in the city of Orlando. And his moniker is he's the meanest Canadian you'll ever meet in your life.
He's also introduced too many new words to me.
Buddy, let me tell you, he's one of the smartest people you ever meet in your life, and he's one of the most wonderful conversationalists, and we have such a great... I was with him last night. We were hanging out, him and his beautiful wife, Gabby, and hanging out, having drinks, just talking about how excited we are about the new project coming up and him being the voice, and I just think he's going to fit perfect. Everybody's going to love him because he's just a bit of a wise ass, and he really knows his stuff.
But is he in this country legally?
He is in the country legally.
Okay,
yeah.
I just want to, check.
Yeah, I got you. He came through the tunnels of Toronto. No, but he'll be joining us this Friday for his very first Primetime Kitchen,
All
so we look
right.
forward to that. And then, of course, next week, Danny from Orlando Date Night Guide starts on Thursdays, picking up where Brendan O'Connor left off. Brendan moving on to some other things and a couple other projects. His boss wanted him to concentrate on just the Bungalower area, which is downtown Orlando. Of course, we need an opinion for things happening all throughout the city of Orlando, Apopka, Winter Garden, wherever it may be. And that's exactly what Danny's going to do for us. She's going to tell us some cool stuff that you can do with your loved ones and go out and enjoy yourself for cool events. So that's all starting next week, a whole new lineup for at least two of our segments here on the Jim Colbert Show. I'm pretty excited.
I'm very pumped.
Yeah, man, because here's the thing. I mean, these things happen. You look at the File or the Monsters, segments come and go. They're in, over the years. We've had those guys for 5 years that were nice enough to help us out for that long. We don't really pay anything. We give you promotion for your stuff. That's kind of our agreement. And Brendan did that almost every Thursday for many, many years, just for us. So again, can't thank him enough. Or Amy Drew. They're wonderful people, and we really appreciate their help. But on to new stuff. It's that simple.
And new voices.
You mentioned earlier that this week is our Aerosmith week with Black Crowes as well. We have secured a prize that we are going to feature next week as well, and that's the Sing Out Loud Music Festival, which is...
Sing Out Loud Festival. I remember that being a pretty big deal, is it not?
In St. Augustine, 2 days, and it's got a bunch of bands, but headlining Black Keys one night,
Wow.
Mumford & Sons the other night, but El King is
Wow, really?
playing, and a few others as well. You can find out more at singoutloudfestival.com. We will be giving away tickets on the Jim Colbert Show next week, but also if you wanted to register for a pair today, you could go to realradio.fm/contest, register to win. Tickets actually go on sale to the general public this Friday at 10 a.m. Again, you do that at singoutloudfestival.com.
Is that at the amphitheater up there?
It's let me look, because it's I think it's St. Francis Field.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's the same place. They have because Billy Idol, they have a concert series up there that plays in the spring because it gets so damn hot in the summer. It's hard to have anything worthwhile, but they've had some really good shows up there. A lot of my friends from high school still live up there, so their Facebook pages, show when they go up there to see Loverboy or Billy Idol or any of those acts from the 80s from our childhood and stuff.
Yeah, the Francis Field Showcase, downtown St. Augustine.
Oh, it's downtown, so it's not the amphitheater. Very cool. That's new.
Yeah. So you got Friday, September 22nd, it's going to be the Black Keys, Lord Huron, Yola, and War Hippies. And then the next night is Mumford & Sons, Maggie Rogers, El King, Amos Lee, and S.G. Goodman. And the tickets we're giving away, it's passes for both nights.
Oh, very cool.
Nice.
Yeah, all right, that's all next week right here on the Jim Colbert Show. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. When it comes to sequels of movies, I don't really usually pay attention to them because, as a rule, the sequels are always like the forgotten stepchild of the original premise of the movie. Very few of them have ever lived up to the hype or lived up to the original storyline. Godfather famously had a really good sequel.
Yes, Terminator.
Terminator was a really good sequel.
Matrix
was a good sequel. You're right.
What?
Matrix.
I don't know about the Matrix.
Well,
what are you talking about?
What was the second one?
Reloaded, I think.
Was it really?
They were good. I think
thought they were good.
the first Matrix is the standout of that series.
Right. Well, there's another movie that was an
Grease 2.
Oh, it's terrible.
That's a worse example than Matrix. For
Shazam
sure.
2.
But there's a movie from the 80s that can't be more legendary. It can't.
E.T.
Cannot. Well, that's one of them.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Nope. Comedy, like a dark comedy.
It wasn't Beverly Hills?
With a really crazy character.
Death Becomes Her.
No.
Dark comedy.
Had a really crazy character. It kicked off the career of a very famous director who is now one of your favorite directors, Deborah.
That'd be Joss Whedon.
Nightmare Before Christmas?
You're on to something.
Yeah. So it's a Tim Burton film.
Tim Burton. Let's see, character from the...
what is
Beetlejuice.
In September of 2024, Beetlejuice 2 will come out. Tim Burton's 1988 macabre masterpiece is set to be released September of 2024. Warner Brothers confirms yesterday that they're making another Beetlejuice.
Cool.
And it will return the two stars, Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder, as well as Jenna Ortega is going to be in the movie as well.
She's going to play Wednesday's daughter.
Is she really?
Yeah, that's what I've been reading on early reports.
No Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin?
I don't think that. It doesn't say that they're going to be in it, but it does say that Keaton and
that's your top.
Yeah,
exactly.
Winona Ryder.
Him.
That's how.
Oh, you're thinking Christina Ricci.
Yeah, maybe so.
Christina Ricci. She played Wednesday.
Right.
Yeah, Winona Ryder was in Edward Scissorhands.
And then Ortega just played Wednesday in Wednesday.
Exactly,
That's
which
like
is that kind of cool twist.
And she's in Scream now, so she's like making a name for herself. It's not a Scream queen per se, but she's, kind of got a thing going now for that.
One of the most legendary characters of the last, a lot of time is Beetlejuice. And what's crazy, he's in that movie for about 11 minutes, I think.
Yeah, it's not that much
He's
at all.
barely, and he steals the movie.
It's the Jaws theory, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that character doesn't really have to be on screen that much for you to... because here's the thing, I have to tell you, I think it's brilliant because then you'll start drawing a conclusion. Right? They can't show you too much or let him talk too much because then you won't take him for face value, and I think that's where the value is. It's just he is what he is. If he starts talking more, you're like, oh, he's kind of cool. You don't ever know that about him.
It's insane to tag Beetlejuice as a less is more because he's such a more character.
Right.
But I think Beetlejuice is a great example of less is more. He's barely in the movie. The movie's named after him. And he's a little over 10 minutes, steals it. Nobody knows any other character's name, I think, other than Beetlejuice.
And the big guy that was in there, the guy who was like the designer who worked with Catherine O'Hara and that whole thing, like I don't think he's with us anymore. I think he's passed, but Catherine O'Hara's still alive.
Oh yeah.
They could pull all this off. The one thing I'm interested in this, by the way, Ghostbusters 2 was terrible. Is what the storyline is going to be. Because, the whole idea before was, Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis get in a car crash. They die. They go to this purgatory place.
Spoiler alert.
They go to this purgatory place that is run by this Beetlejuice guy who is kind of a weird thing altogether. It's kind of a...
mystical.
It's weird. It is a really bizarre, almost dreamlike kind of atmosphere. Is it going to be again where just two other people die? And then they go down there and do the whole thing? What do you think they're going to do with the story?
Well, let's see.
I don't even remember how it ends. I don't remember anything about movies.
Yeah, the sandworm, and I think
the sandworm is what takes him out as he's about to marry Winona Ryder's character, and that's when Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis's character as the ghost finally make peace with her parents and herself, and then the family. You know, he ends up getting to relax. She goes back to sculpting. Scares him with the sculpture of Beetlejuice. She comes home after getting good grades on her math and science test, and he allows her to dance up in the air.
Remembering stuff is cool.
Yeah, because remember, what's that song they play at the end? It's a da 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 da.
It's one of Harry Belafonte. It's one of Harry Belafonte's.
So-
Yeah, exactly.
So they were playing that song while
shake, Sonora, shake your body.
And she was hovering like over her bed.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right. How do you remember that?
Because that's one of my favorite movies.
That's a legendary scene.
It is. It's
but it was also 30 years ago.
She got to do that because she got the good grades. Remember? And he said, I don't know, you got to be or see on the science, you know.
The stage show is coming to the Dr. Phillips Center next month. Deb is going.
Very excited.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Very excited.
Is it sold out, I wonder? It has to be, right?
I don't know. That would be drphillipscenter.org.
I wonder what the stage is going to look like for that. That's got to be pretty badass. Because, I mean, that's the thing is like that set, because that movie showed you a lot of really kind of, it's kind of like not dystopian, but it kind of weird, distorted.
Yeah.
It was just kind of
dreamlike.
weird. That's the only way to explain it, really.
I'm surprised that this movie's actually happening. This movie has been rumored about
for years.
Forever.
2013 was, I think, the first time that somebody went to Burton and said, you know, maybe we should do this. I think it may have been Winona Ryder.
I mean, that is a while.
Empire Strikes Back
you're right.
was a pretty good sequel.
I got it wrong. It was Winona Ryder. I was thinking of Christina Ricci from the Addams Family.
She was. I mean, Winona Ryder was definitely in it. She's
Lydia Dietz.
Yes, absolutely. She's the daughter of, she's Catherine O'Hara's daughter, right?
Right. Stepdaughter.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that? You know that was her third ever screen credit.
Oh, really? I'll be damned. And wasn't her dad, Catherine O'Hara's husband, was that weird guy
from Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Yeah, who wound up getting in some
a little trouble with the young people.
Yeah, I liked him a little too young.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That guy.
Yeah, got in
That
trouble.
guy?
Oh, he's creepy.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Well, look at him. He looks like a guy who would do that.
He did have a creepy vibe, but
look at him. He did. I mean, there are people who have that look.
He got half his roles because of that vibe.
Yeah, you're right.
Ew.
All right, 407-916-1041.
This just broke as well. Does anybody have Hulu and or Disney Plus?
I have
Disney Plus.
I have both of them. I get them through Netflix.
Okay.
Weird flag.
None of this works like that.
Well, it's just been announced. Disney, at their second quarterly earnings call, announced that Disney and Hulu are going to join forces into one app by the end of this year.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you've got Disney Plus and Hulu, they will be one app by the end of 2023.
And by the end of 2027, Jim will stop double paying for both of them.
Don't you say that, Jack.
Bro,
I've got what it takes to keep going.
You got like 3 Hulus.
No, I don't. I have. It's like,
well, this one's got different features. This one doesn't have any commercials.
right, yeah.
So Jeffrey Jones is the actor we're talking
there we
about.
go.
Even his name's creepy.
You're thinking Jerry Jones.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
He was diddling.
He got a little diddle action in it. Yeah, I think some diddle, yeah.
He Diddy Konged.
Yeah.
He Diddy Konged.
Yeah, not good, buddy.
Can't do that.
Yeah, you cannot. I don't know if he got any time for it though. I don't know if he went to jail or anything. I think it's just a mess. You gonna get some background on it first, Jack?
Yeah, in 2003, he pled no contest. Wait, where? Oh yeah, in 2002, he was arrested for possession of child porn, accused by a 17-year-old boy of solicitation to pose for nude photographs.
Ooh.
He pled no contest to a charge of soliciting a minor, as the accuser was 14 when the offense first occurred.
Right.
At the same time, the misdemeanor charge of possession of child porn was dropped. His attorney emphasized that there was no allegation of improper physical contact. He had 5 years probation, counseling, and a requirement to register as a sex offender.
Wow.
Which explains why we haven't seen him in many projects probably since, right?
Yeah, I was about to say it.
That's a liability.
I was going to IMDb to see if he'd worked in anything for a while since then.
He is still listed on the U.S. Department of Justice National Sex Offender Database.
Damn.
This is that blonde dude with jowls and Beetlejuice.
Yeah, he's got the
right?
weird eyes.
Yeah,
his eyes are odd.
He's buggy.
His name's Jeff Jones or Jeffrey Jones?
Jeffrey Jones.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Every Jeff Jones
Dude,
is rejoicing right now.
I think they yanked his IMDb thing. Like, I can't find him on IMDb anywhere.
By the way, Beetlejuice 2 is going to be released to the big screen on September 6th, 2024, opening the same day as Marvel's Blade.
Really?
Yeah, this is according to Variety.
Did anybody see Guardians of the Galaxy this weekend?
No.
I mean, I heard it destroyed, but I've heard a couple people say it really wasn't that good.
I'm looking forward to it because I heard one review that it's a James Gunn movie first and a Marvel movie second.
Wow, yeah.
And that's what I wanted to hear.
I saw a review from a guy named Adam the Woo. You guys know Adam. We talk about Adam occasionally. Adam travels around the country doing like weird blog stuff on like abandoned buildings or broken down old theme parks. And he focused on Disney for a while. He said he saw it yesterday or the day before and he wasn't a fan. And he likes that genre, that whole thing. He's a Disney guy, Star Wars guy.
I like the first one. I thought the second one was a little weird.
Yeah, the first one was good. The second one was not good. I don't know. I don't care about the third one. After the first one, I was like, okay, I know the characters. They can't put them in a situation that's any funnier than the one that was there. So
what makes you say that?
Because I've seen all I need to see with Guardians of the Galaxy. Can I tell you? They need to make a movie that's just Dave Bautista. If they make a movie based around that guy's character, I'll watch it. I think he's the star of the movie.
I think they're all done.
Yeah, well, they may be, but I'm telling you, that guy did not get the credit he deserved for making that movie as funny as it was the first one. And he was in it as little as you can imagine. But, buddy, let me tell you, for a guy who doesn't do comedy, his comedy timing was perfect. He was the best character in the entire thing.
Yeah, he's got some big laugh out loud moments.
Yeah, everybody thought the raccoon was fine. I didn't think that was it at all.
I think you're forgetting about the voice work of Vin Diesel.
Maybe so. Maybe so. Maybe I didn't give Vin his due credit.
I am Groot.
407. Do you even have a movie that you want to go see right now? Is there anything out that
Guardians?
That would be it.
Guardians, is that it?
Can't think of anything.
Yeah, I can't either, man. I haven't seen a movie that's intriguing enough to go, okay, I want to check that out. I think we're going to watch the Tom Cruise movie, The Man Called Otto, because it's a Netflix thing or it's online or something.
Tom Hanks?
Yeah, Tom Hanks. What did I say?
Tom Cruise?
Oh, yeah, Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Air. I wanted to see Air.
That's the other one.
With Ben Affleck. About the story of Michael Jordan signing with Nike.
I'll probably watch the new Scream because Ortega and Courtney Cox are back in it, so I'll probably check that out. That's streaming right now, I believe, as well.
I'll tell you right now, Deb, God, it just hit me. You need to see this movie. This is my favorite animated film. Not even close. It's a piece of art. It's jaw-dropping.
Yeah, you said that about Primal, and then I saw dinosaurs eating things I didn't want to see dinosaurs eating.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. That first movie, it's Sony's one last attempt to make their Spider-Man film, and they didn't go live action. They went with just animation on a level to a degree I don't think anybody knew was possible.
I heard it was amazing.
And
the one that came out years ago?
Yeah, well, the second one is coming out pretty soon.
But that first one set things on fire. I mean, everybody was freaking out about it. Yeah.
It was eye candy that I didn't know was possible. It was a game changer. I'm surprised more animated films haven't gone down that route.
Have you guys watched The Diplomat? Any of The Diplomat? That's the newest hot show, I think, on Netflix that's out right now.
No, but I am interested in it. I've just watched that little teaser piece.
I watched the first 2 episodes, and we found that the writing was a little weak, but everybody says that as it kind of continues, it gets really, really good. We're into this kind of stuff, like that Homeland, remember, with Claire Danes?
Yeah.
That kind of espionage, high-level kind of, workcraft, is that what they call it? Or spycraft or any of that stuff? Like,
spycraft, yeah.
That politics at that next level kind of thing?
Dude, for me, it's Succession. They are in their 4th and final season. It's hell's a poppin'. I'm behind. And that's why when the monsters started talking about it, I changed the station, but not fast enough. Sons of bitches. Said too much.
Oh.
You watching any series right now, Deborah?
Nothing yet.
Yeah. You have to watch Beef. I think you'll love Beef.
I was thinking about that one today.
I think you'll love it. It's really good.
What's for dinner?
I'm glued to the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I didn't watch any of the games last night. But
I have lost and won so much money.
Lakers and did they play tonight? Lakers and Golden State tonight?
Yeah.
I've also got NHL playoffs.
Yeah.
Texas Texter says Air will be streaming on Amazon on the 12th.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. We have 5 lines open for last call. Want you to grab one of those. Make us laugh, talk, joke, whatever you want to do. It's your turn to entertain us. Again, that's 407-916-1041. 5 lines open right now.
Real radio is the news junkie.
Her dad ran a company that made vinyl fences, like a vinyl fence you would see. Like
made out of records.
Not made out of records, no. Like in my backyard, that is a vinyl fence.
What records did you make it out of?
I couldn't be more clear. There are no records involved.
The news junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. Heavy storms are occurring across parts of the area for the next couple of days during the afternoons, and where it rains, it will pour with between 1 and 4 inches falling. It's welcome rain for the region, but it will come at the cost of the possibility of some cloudy ground lightning strikes as well as wind gusts over 50 miles per hour. Overnight, storms ending early, the low 71. Tomorrow, the high 88, a 50% chance for afternoon storms. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Summit Racing. Summit Racing has the parts and accessories to get your ride summer road trip ready. With millions of parts from the best brands in stock, you'll find exactly what you need to hit the highway or take the road less traveled. SummitRacing.com. Everything you need for anything you drive.
Business owners, are you feeling the pressures of growing your business? Of course you are. It is tough to maintain momentum and still keep employees engaged. The cool thing is Insperity brings over 35 years of HR experience to help you with hiring, training, HR administration, and compliance the entire time, giving your employees competitive benefit options. Your business can thrive. Your business can adapt and prosper. With Insperity, nothing seems impossible. Scalable HR, employee benefits, HR technology, that's Insperity, HR that makes a difference.
Everyone could use a little help with their bills, especially these days. At Duke Energy, we're offering easy ways to help keep your energy bills more manageable. With programs that allow you to pay the same amount each month or pay in installments. Plus, special financial assistance from the Share the Light Fund for those facing hardships. We're Duke Energy, and we're here to help you. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
Wake up, people. You're optimizing every waking hour of your life, from carpooling kids to work to friends and everything in between. You have to get sleep and a bed that can perform as well as you do. Meet the next generation Sleep Number Smart Bed. It effortlessly adjusts to your shape, position, and movements, learning how you sleep so you learn to sleep better night after night. Sleep next level, only from Sleep Number. Save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed, plus free home delivery when you add an adjustable base. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
I'll pay you $100 for last look. When you're doing a deal at a dealership, take a picture of your deal sheet, send it to givemethevin.com. If we can't beat your trade-in offer, I'll send you a check for $100. We do the same thing with CarMax offers. Can't beat a CarMax offer? Send you a check for $100. Worst thing that could happen is you get $100. Best thing that could happen is you get $3,000 more for your car or your trade. We are America's best car buyer for a reason. We'll see you online at givemethevin.com.
Sell us your car. Givemethevin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Managing healthcare for yourself, your kids, your aging parents, it's a lot to keep track of everything. Now you have help. Welcome to Village Medical, a whole new kind of primary care that's a lot more caring. Here, your doctor really gets to know your family's needs and coordinates all their visits, labs, even prescriptions. Plus, you can make same-day appointments or schedule video or at-home visits, all covered by most insurance. It sounds different because it is different. Go to villagemedical.com and become a patient today.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
I won over $500,000 playing slots. I do this full time and I would not change it for the world. It's fun and I win. I win a lot.
It happens every day. Regular people are winning every single day. Whether it's $500 or $50,000, anybody can win. Because when they win, I feel like I'm winning.
I came one night, hit the double downs, had a couple of good runs, and won about $300,000.
Anybody could win at Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa.
Must be 21 to play slots or table games. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Welcome to Pollo Tropical. Would you like to try our new coconut shrimp?
Coconut shrimp, shrimp and the coconut. Coconut shrimp,
Coco y camarón.
Pollo is serving up perfectly golden, sweet, and savory coconut shrimp in a bowl, platter, or on the side with our pineapple rum sauce. We're going coconuts for the all-new coconut shrimp, only at Pollo Tropical.
Coconut shrimp, coco y camarón.
Sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword free heart scan.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
Do you remember one of the final scenes in that movie when he was on the couch with a person with a shrunken head that looks exactly like the former mayor Lightfoot from Chicago? Maybe she can make a cameo.
Oh my God Almighty, dude! That's...
LOL.
I like that he said LOL. His little insurance policy there at the end.
Hustler, word, I pull the trigger long. Grip my teeth spray to every brother's gone. Got my block sewn on my dope spots. Last thing I sweat, so suck up on cop. Move like a king when I roll hops. You try to flex, bang, another brother drop. You gotta deal with this. So many girls on my
All right, 407-916-1041. Text 77031. Just made my day. The Great Iced Tea. What is that?
It's New Jack Hustlers from the movie New Jack City.
I was going to say, that wasn't on an album of his, for sure.
It was on the soundtrack, for that. I think Mario Van Peebles directed that movie.
Yeah.
But,
Mario.
Mario. Whatever.
Also, I love hearing gangster rap from back in the day say, kiss my butt.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, trust me. You get his Rhyme Pays album and his Power album, and you will be... Power is one of the best 80s hip-hop albums that nobody talks about.
And I had to search. That is the radio mix of New Jack Hustler. I used to have on vinyl.
Power starts with P like blank. She knows she gotten. She doesn't work, does she? God, I haven't heard that in forever. I got to go get that album. God, it's so good. All
Kiss my butt.
All right, shut up. He doesn't say that.
He said kiss my butt in that song.
I know, but he's got
the radio version.
Radio version. We just said that.
Do you know what radio is like?
I think it rhymed with other words, meaning I don't think it was censored.
Why are you disrespecting the guy? My God almighty.
No, I have plenty of respect.
Are you saying he's soft? Oh, because he went to TV, he's soft?
I'm saying...
You're saying Ice-T is soft.
I think in the rap world, a little bit. In the sense of that he stopped rapping and he joined a television show.
You mean like Ice Cube did?
What's really cool...
Who's also, I guess, soft as well? That's hard. I gotta tell you, in the world of hip hop takes, calling Ice-T soft is hard. That's a hot take. They'd be calling like 50 soft.
Are you saying all rappers are soft or just the black ones?
I am calling modern day Ice-T a little soft. Anybody who has $1 million isn't going to have that, that Rat Gene hustling vibe.
I disagree with that wholeheartedly. There are a lot of guys in hip-hop that made it and kind of went back to the streets and kind of got caught up in the game again and got popped for it. Dude, I mean, Ice-T was street.
And he was a legit pimp. I remember when he was on like an HBO show.
Oh, man.
Before he was even famous for rapping, I think he did an interview or a documentary as a legit pimp. So I don't get the script flipped. I'm fine with everything, but
just go listen to 6 in the morning. That's all you got to do. Listen to 6 in the morning by Ice-T off Rhyme Pace. I'm telling you, that entire record will blow your face off. It is old school, no question. The beats are very rudimentary, but that is the onset of that level of hip hop starting in the mid 80s. Crazy stuff, mid and late 80s. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031 coming up tomorrow. No Glenn Klausman tomorrow, taking the day off tomorrow, but we will have. Who else do we have on Thursday? Can't remember. Oh, we usually have. Oh, that's it. Yeah, nothing tomorrow because no Brendan O'Connor. Danny starts next week.
It's Clean Slate Thursday.
Clean Slate Thursday. Wow, that's rare for us to have a day with like no set segments. That's crazy.
I know.
All right, 407-916-1041. Deb, who do we have to thank today?
Oh, well, we want to thank Daisy Fiore, Senior Coordinator of Education for the Audubon Center for Birds of Prey, along with Billy Owlish for coming in as our Animal House guest today. Don't forget to go to Baby Owl Shower this Saturday. Comedian Nick DiPaolo. And last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat.
Absolutely. If you want to get your tickets to see Nick DiPaolo Saturday night in Daytona at the Hilton Oceanfront Resort there, you can buzz me because I deserve it. Thank you.
He even asked for it.
I'm trying to go fast because I know we got to get to it.
Swing around. He knew it was coming.
Hilton Oceanfront Resort. He'll be there Saturday night, 8:30 show. Get your tickets at bonkerscomedyproductions.com. That's bonkers with a Z. I think they could make that longer if they tried.
Yeah.
Jack, did we have a question of the day?
We did. Was MTV a regular part of your TV viewing growing up? So
55% say yes.
95% said yes on our Twitter response.
Wow.
That's sketchy.
It dropped slightly when we got to our YouTube chat, which came in at 78%. And the gym members group on Facebook, we invite you to join it there. 80% say yes. So a high majority of our listeners who are voting said yes, MTV was a part of their life.
And by the way, gather everyone you know and go to all of our social media platforms and like them. That helps us a lot. By the way, the YouTube channel could really use some help, and that'd be great, really. And we don't hit you for anything. Like, it doesn't cost you anything. If everybody you know, just go to our YouTube channel and give us a subscribe there. We would deeply appreciate that. And by the way, if you ever want to see any of the broken out segments as far as a podcast, like Animal House was really, really good today, the interview with Nick DiPaolo, we put that online at JimColbertLive.com. The interview with Nick DiPaolo, if you missed it, is on the goods today. And of course, you can always find Deb's segments at Animal House.
Yeah.
Scott Maxwell, his weekly call as well, always available there.
Yeah, 100%. Stand up, Ross?
Yes, this Saturday, Leesburg, it's going down. I'll be at Mammoth Oak Brewing. You can get your tickets off of the link in my bio, or you can just go to Eventbrite and look and type in my name. I'll be right there.
Let's do it. Here
Leesburg.
we go. Chris, last call.
So we got Zaddy Jack with a couple pair of new shoes. I was wondering, did he buy new socks with those? I love you, Zaddy.
Oh, no, I don't know what you meant there. Soul Man, last call.
You got something to tell us, Jack?
Hey, you guys talking about movies? A movie that I'd like to see, Evil Dead Rise, part of the Army of Darkness and Evil Dead franchise with Ash Williams. The Necronomicon moves out of the woods and into the city. Also, to prove to Deb that chivalry's not dead, I'm going to help the ladies out, so this one's for the ladies. Mansplaining, just so you know, that's short for men explaining.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So funny.
That was good.
Very funny. Daryl, last call.
So happy you guys are entertained.
You know, I have been listening to Real Radio really from ever. I went from Ron and Ron to Real Radio. Love all the shows. And I got to say, Dan Stone has the best voice in radio, period.
And let me tell you what else. He's one of the coolest human beings you could ever meet in your entire life. We are lucky to have Dan Stone as part of our product. He is a wonderful guy. We love
No doubt.
Richard, last call.
So this old man goes to get his face shaved, and he tells the girl he's been shaving all his life. Now he's 78, and the razor just doesn't get as close. So he says, do you have a trick? She goes, well, we have these little wooden balls, and you put it between your cheek and your jaw. It stretches your chin, and you get a tight shave. So she goes his right cheek and then his left cheek, and he goes, I'm just curious, what would happen if I was to swallow one of these? And she goes, just clean it and bring it back like everybody else.
Mike Buzzer Larson,
It's
last
a
call.
thinker. It's a thinker.
Ross has always been my main supporter, and that's why I'm in here today. This is Mike. I just figured this joke out 2 seconds ago. Buzzer Larson here. I ran into a friend at the door of my psychiatrist's office. He said, "Are you coming or going?" You know what I answered, Jim?
What'd you do, buddy?
If I knew that, I wouldn't be here.
I don't get it either way. Thanks, Mike. We appreciate the effort as we do every single day.
Sure.
You know, in like 3 years, he's gonna call in and go, cabbage, 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 cabbage.
Peach pit fish eye. I'm out. All right, guys, let's get out of here. Big show coming up tomorrow. It's just a whole bunch of us.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, all right. On behalf of Deb, Jack, and Ross, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters in the morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with the Colbert Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a wonderful Wednesday evening.
Go put a little hump in your day. Bye.